Mic check, mic check. How we doing, everybody? We're live. Tonight is a red light night. All right. So for all the adults in the room, please be warned. Red light, that means we are discussing adult topics. Adult subject matter, things near and dear to the heart. All right, so far sound check sounds good. Give me just a second here. All right, everybody. So tonight we're talking about Black home math. This is idealism and my ego death. I'm sure a lot of egos are going to suffer this evening. If they haven't already, shout out to our egos. Shout out to our egos. Shout out to being an idealist. Where my idealist at? All the idealists in the room, raise your hand. Or has life bled you of all your energy? In the background, we got Twigs. We're gonna let her cook, because we letting our egos down tonight. On deck, I got home math, and I got some Theo Coop, and that's basically it. We might get to the Theo Coop, we might not. Your boy's just gonna run this free flow. I'm gonna have a discussion. We going to narrate some heartbreak past, narrate through that, and then we all going to bed, because we got to work. We are professionals over here. As always, I got a montage for y'all, so we're going to do that. Again, that's Twigs. Suffering some ego death that we all going to suffer. You are number one, Messy. Shout out to you, sis. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me pull the chat up. There we go. You are number one. All right. So let's get into it, everybody. Montage is always a little bit about heartbreak, romance, all the Black home math to be found over here on Culture Invasion Podcast. Hit the like, subscribe if you are new, and enjoy the intro.
Fuck being rational, give them what they ask for. Turn this TV off.
You men are not gonna like me for saying this, but you know what? I don't care. America, I think it's time we form a state where only women can live. No men allowed. Just an estrogen-filled utopia where we can all finally live in peace.
Yeah, y'all would kill each other off real quick. Because the only thing that females hate more than men are other women. This is why girls will tell you, I don't even hang out with women, they're too messy. Or maybe this is why if you're a lesbian, you're 3 times more likely to get a divorce than any other couple. So yeah, that perfect society would go from utopia to Lord of the Flies real quick. And who's gonna build it in the first place?
I've fallen for this I don't need a man propaganda that left you single. Just like I fell for the girl boss propaganda that left you stressed. Just how y'all fell for the you can have it all propaganda that left you burnt out. Just how y'all fell for the body positivity propaganda that left you unhealthy.
I feel really bad for you. Like, this is really small. What is anyone gonna do with this?
This is the perfect thickness for LED channel letters. Better sign for greater business. This sign comes with the installation backboard. Any shape and size can be customized.
Some things don't work and that's the way love goes.
That pretty face ain't all it's cracked up to be, gentlemen. See what it turns into 6 months later.
Men only want one thing, and it's not money, it's not power, it's not love.
This is a Nissan Skyline R34 GTR.
The biggest red flag in a girl.
I don't know, I'm scared of women.
I am broadcasting on all AM frequencies. If you are out there, I can provide food. I can provide shelter. I can provide security. If there's anybody out there, anybody, you are not alone.
If you were to introduce yourself to me without mentioning your occupation, where you're from, your ethnicity, your nationality, where you grew up, what your hobbies are, what your religion is, all these superficial markers that we use in our day-to-day, how would you describe yourself to me? How would you introduce yourself?
Wow. What a good question, Mamma Mia.
It really forces us to think about our essence and not how we can categorize ourselves in the society we live in. I'm now getting to see you for your essence and your soul, and not what your social tags are.
You know, this just feels right. It's like I finally met the one. What the fuck took so long, though, huh?
I don't know.
Where you been all my life, huh?
I don't
There was
know.
hoes out here breaking my heart from left to right, huh?
I don't know.
Start talking, this is your fault. Explanation, please. Guilty. Absolutely. Just the way she carries her. That's the real thing. Woman, I need you like never before. African woman, you're the one I adore. I need you like never before. And when you're with me, I'll be so safe and secure.
All right, we are live, y'all. Salute, sakafet, and salutations to all my beautiful people from all corners of the world. How is everybody this evening? We are live here at Culture Invasion Podcast for some ego death. That's what we're going through tonight. This is Ho Math, Black Ho Math. Shout out to the creator of Ho Math, Mr. Ho Math himself. We will be reacting to some of the divine Mr. Ho Math's work this evening. That's right. We're going to talk about levels. We're going to talk about levels. We're going to talk about the levels we are at mentally and developmentally, and how all that fits in with romance, how that fits into our expectations, and how your boy C.I.P. has misinterpreted a lot being an idealist. Not an idealist in the broad spectrum sense, but in some very, very specific areas of the heart. So, joining us on the airwaves this evening, background music is Twigs. That's right, she's suffering an ego death, as we all will this evening. And again, thank you, everybody that's out there. Messy Mashan, you are first. That's right, sis. You are number one. And I appreciate you for being here with me. That's manager Messy Mashan, big sis. Please, please, please go subscribe to her if you have not already. Nightbot is botting, everybody. I had to have a one-on-one with my Nightbot, and Nightbot decided that it was going to obey. AI is our friend. So please feel free, if you are a mod over here on CIP, to drop your link. Hit the exclamation point invasion, 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 no spaces, exclamation point invasion. That'll drop a link that will get you information in the chat for all of my subscribers to subscribe to you. Over here, we're networking. until my 1,000 subscribers. And of course, I get monetized. Then I'm gonna have to go back through and reevaluate who my moderators are, put y'all under the trial, have a Hunger Games or something, host a Hunger Games for y'all. So we're gonna have some fun. And then we're gonna pick the mods that are gonna be the ones to defend the channel and be the official invaders to represent y'all over here. So anyway, as mentioned earlier, we got some home math, we got some Theo Coop we might get to, but we're just gonna get right into it today, or this evening rather, and we just gonna talk. So first and foremost, I'm just gonna put the question out there, where my idealists at? I started talking about it and kind of left it empty and kind of just dropped off the subject there, but where my idealists at? You know, has life bled you dry of all that energy? Where y'all at? You still out there? Has your faith and your hope maintained an idealistic view of the world and all things, all aspects? I would think that as an adult in the first world, and being an adult, hopefully, that has lived a easy for me to say, well-rounded life, that you would have good perspective, and things wouldn't be quite as ideal. That sounds about where most of us are, right? You got good, well-rounded perspective on events, behaviors, others, just humans in general. We've formulated, those of us that are higher up the levels of thinking and interaction and intellectual growth, we consider all these factors and we build what are our protocols for interaction with other humans, right? The way we defend ourselves, the way we protect ourselves, the way we interact with others, the way we love others, the love that we share, how we share that love, right? To what degree everybody isn't owed the same amount of attention from C.I.P. that, say, my mother and my, first string nuclear family get, right? The average person on the street ain't gonna get that. And then the woman in my life is going to get and level exponentially higher, of my love and attention than even my family receives. So we should have a well-rounded view of life, right? The idealism should have drained off a little bit. The rose-tinted glasses from childhood. But as we'll see in the whole math react here shortly, a lot of the nature versus nurture, right? And that nurture is that external influence, that external learning, the external experiences. But the nurture part, right? Nature, nurture versus nature. Yeah. So the nature part, home. If we aren't armed with the proper tools, we are not going to be able to make better judgments in the social space. Your boy can't talk tonight. Social space. Not going to be able to make somewhat informed decisions, right? It's just the way that it works. If you don't know that 1 + 1 = 2, you're going to have a very difficult time with multiplication, trigonometry, and so on. Right? You have to understand the basics. So when it comes down to being prepared, a lot of us are not. A lot of us are not socialized. A lot of us don't know how to interact. A lot of us live in our heads due to whatever, psychosis, active imagination, whatever it is, right? A lot of us don't receive as well as give information. It's not a bilateral exchange. So within that, those levels cause people to have conflict. You'll have individuals refusing to grow, and you'll have individuals who have grown and are holier than thou like your boy C.I.P. That's right. Oh, God, I said it. I said it. I said it. My experiences cause blinders. My blinders, my biases, what I've known, then forms an opinion behind your boy C.I.P. That opinion is that I've watched enough, got it all figured out. I'm not going to be idealistic going in. But once I start feeling good and things start working my way, and I know that everything that I've done, everything I've prepared for, everything I've worked on in myself is all coming. I know I did it right. I'm right. I'm right. I'm holier than thou. I'm right. And I'm going to let twigs cook. I'll let my ego down. I let my ego down. Because I had it in my head. Not life. Life was a challenge. Life's always going to be a challenge. I know that's not where I'm going to be idealistic. Where I'm going to be idealistic, because your boy C.I.P. had his tools. I watched my family. I watched my uncles. I watched my cousins. I watched my aunties. I watched men associated with my family do wrong and right. I watched family members do wrong and right. And I just sat back and collected knowledge and took my time. Take your time, take your time. C.I.P., take your time. What do uncle say? Take your time, C.I.P., take your time. Be patient, C.I.P. Learn, watch these things. Be apprehensive. All right, cool, uncle, cool. Homies, men in my circle with good advice. Take my time, work on myself, right? Shout out to me. I'm not gonna stop, right? From my diet to increasing my knowledge, I'm working on a new project now with my business partners and friends. As of the past 72 hours, I've dug in. So constantly improving my health, improving my diet, improving my mentals, improving my fortitude and value in the workplace. Constantly working on myself. Practicing good habits, being polite, being a gentleman. Fucking Prince Charming over here, motherfuckers. The fuck you thought? All the good shit, right? Gentlemen. So when it comes to the relationship shit, figure I got that nailed. No problem. Together, how you doing, sis? Thank you for joining me this evening. Your boy is over here talking about his idealism and his ego check, gut check, coming out of a relationship that didn't go the way he expected. Ego check. Breaking all the goddamn rules this evening. Your boy is drinking some coffee. Got to keep my mind sharp. I'm working on some things. Like I said, I also have a high volume of things to do for my 9 to 5. So your boy stays busy, right? I'm constantly working on who I am. Constantly taking the advice of men of character. Right. Your boy C.I.P. is not a hoe maker. Your boy C.I.P. a whoremonger, whore maker. Your boy C.I.P. is not a baby mama maker out here. Not keeping up rosters and hundreds of women breaking hearts, hurting people's feelings. Oh, we ain't doing that. We ain't got time for that. Life's too short, first and foremost, to be treating other humans less. Secondly, life is too short. Time is the biggest asset I have. And if I'm not using my time to improve who I am, or even if it's for mental health and taking time away from being a people and interacting with people, that time is valuable to me. I'm not going to waste it on human interactions that are going to be invaluable in the end, right? So I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that I am as I can with the woman that I'm with, right? No point to wasting her time. I'm also looking for marriage, right? I'm looking for a union in this land of heathens. Well, we're free to be, right? That's part of that double-edged sword and ego check your boy C.I.P. had to go through. We're free. Freedom. Here's the third piece of this. Freedom. We are free. Hold your heads high. Salute to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Each and every one of us are free. We are free to be good humans and to be the very, very best we can, either by doctrine, religious doctrine, or just by common sense, not so common sense human values. Okay? Most of which are based on some kind of structure, right? There's structure there. But we have absolute freedom here in the first world, especially. As humans, we regard it as such. That means we have not only the freedom to be like CIP and be hopeful, have a little bit of naivete toward the goodwill or ill will of others once they've weaseled their way into your heart, but in the world, to the world in general, right? Others scam, lie, cheat, manipulate. It's our freedom. It's our freedom. That's what we're given. Because you and me, us, right? The invaders, shout out to y'all once again for being here. But us, we understand what morally is correct. We understand what hurts somebody else. We understand what chips away in a negative fashion at who we are as a person when we do dirt to somebody else. So we don't live our lives that way. Again, y'all, right? Y'all invaders, y'all that are here, my subscribers. I know y'all are on course corrections and I know y'all are doing better. So, but when we look at the world in general, these people are free. Those people out there, and shout out to y'all out there who are now new to the channel. Thank you so much for subscribing because I know you did. And I know you did hit that like button for being here. Those people out there, y'all, they the ones that never learn. They the ones that do that dirt, that scam, that break the hearts, that create the whores, that are out here making babies and don't give a shit about them kids. The welfare of them children never mattered. They're the ones out there. But anyway, we are going to take some time to hang out with my boy, HoMath, before I sit here and spiral too much on the freedoms, the holier-than-thou nature of your boy, and the idealism that many of us still hold toward romance, right? We're gonna look at this. Your boy got knocked off of his square. I got knocked off my square and I got knocked out of focus. I fell for someone. I gotta deal with it. I gotta deal with it. But in dealing with that, as I mentioned at the beginning, I took a little chunk out of my ego because I thought I had it all figured out. That's right. Mature gamer. What's up, my brother? My brother. Ladies and gentlemen, Mature Gamer kicked your boy's back in a few days ago. That's right, he kicked it in because your boy needed a gut check. Your boy needed a gut check. Thank you, Mature Gamer. You are an invaluable friend. Appreciate you, brother. What else we got? Together, messy, Mature Gamer. I'm sure we got some Cloud Watchers out there, y'all. Please hit the like. The like is what spikes your boy in the algorithm. It's a philosophy night. It's not a carnival night. Some of you may be back over here on the channel expecting a little bit of a fete. We're going to get back to that this Sunday. Don't worry. We're going to get back to that Sunday. But in the meantime, we're here to use our minds a little bit and to think about our actions. Think about how we perceive the world. Think about how we protect ourselves. Think about how we victimize ourselves. Think about how we allow others to take advantage of us. Red flags we ignore. Matters of the heart, y'all. Matters of the heart. You're not going to find all the answers over here. No. I ain't got no answers for y'all. I ain't got no answers for y'all. None. What I got is an appreciation for the adventure. That's what I got. And I'm here to share it with y'all. All right? Here to share it with y'all. That's right, bro. One love, bro. One love. Absolutely. Culture invasion. I see the disappointment, bro. It's okay. You will find the right one. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And it will take time. Will take time. All good. All good. Coffee break. All right. So what we got on the docket, because we're not going to be here all night. I don't want to sit here and spiral all night long, but I am going to drop plenty of nuggets for everybody. All right. So far, YouTube's not throwing an attitude problem. Background music, some remix, so it shouldn't. Hope you guys are enjoying that. That's Twigs. Who knows about FKA Twigs? If y'all know about Twigs, man, I can't talk to you. Twigs is fine as hell. She an adorable, adorable artiste. And yes, she is avant-garde with her presentation and music style. Artistic talents. I don't give a shit. It's fucking lit. Twigs is a fucking bae. That's right. Chels, what's up, mama? How you doing? Good to see you. Right. So we got Home Math up. If you have not subscribed to Home Math, go subscribe to Home Math, because I hate to tell you, we are all hoes, my friends. Invaders, we are all hoes. We are. We all have misconceptions. We all have biases. We all have been influenced either on the nature or nurture side of our lives and development that has caused for decisions to be made that may have not been to the best. All right? We are all hoes. Oh, excuse me, decisions in regards to romance and male-female interaction, right? The math don't lie. That's right, Mature Gamer. The math does not lie. And tonight, Twigs, thank you, baby girl. Your voice has been angelic. Your voice has been angelic. For tonight, the holiest Lord of the Maths, the maths. Oh, shit. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Before we get to the home math, we're going to take a segue here. Let's bring Twigs back in for a second, because your boy's going to talk some shit. Okay. So I was looking on the, look on the screen. Like, we have our chat is back. I can't believe the chat is back. The chat was not there. I'm glad the chat is back. This is lit. Chat was not working. So, okay. That's working. Nightbot's working. It's going to be a good night. We good. We here. We in here. We outside. No, we inside. We about to go to bed. Your boy got his t-shirt and his boxers on. It's bedtime for most of us. There we go. All right. So both of the pop-ups are working on both sides of the stream. I didn't run a test. Your boy was being dilettante, lazy. I got work and stuff, and your boy's tired, you know, so I didn't get to test all the technology. Technologica. So the Technologica is working, and all my hoes is here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna pause right here for a moment. It's kind of crazy that we have two gentlemen in the motherfucking chat that have recently kicked your boys back in. That's right. Two men in the chat that held your boy accountable. Wait. Oh, hold on. Pause.
Message.
Pause. Hold on. What was that word? Accountable. It rolled off the tongue so fast. Shit. There's a lot of people out there that don't know how to use that word. These two gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, held your boy C.I.P. accountable. All my hoes demonetized, immature gamer. These are two gentlemen. Absolutely. Two gentlemen. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for keeping your boy on track. Take your bow. He said, I'll take my bow. That's right, bro. Get you some friends like all hoes. Get you some friends like all my hoes and mature gamer. Get you some friends, right? I have a good circle of gentlemen surrounding me. Fraternally, externally, that have been around me for years. So to be at any point in time and to feel that you're not where you need to be mentally and you need somebody to bounce a sounding board, someone to bounce your voice off of, to make sense of this madness that we're in the midst of. These days aren't easy. There are challenges that we are all facing. But to have a group of good gentlemen, men, this is the guys' channel. So ladies, MSDs, beautiful, beautiful mamas. No, this isn't addressing you. By, no disrespect, this is for the gentlemen. But, in a general sense, surround yourself with individuals who care. C.I.P. is known for saying that humans do not care, and they don't. But what humans, the humans that do care are the ones closest to you and the ones that have no ill intention toward you. It's not difficult to detect those people, find those people, and align yourself with those people. They're at your water level or above. Never go backwards, folks. Never go backwards. So again, shout out to my homeboys, my friends, my fraternal brothers, and family members who support me along the way. Get you some. Get you some, y'all. I'm gonna kick you in the leg when I see you. Don't worry, all my hoes. I'm gonna kick you dead in your motherfucking leg. Kick you in your leg. That's what we do. We keep each other accountable. Real men do. Real men do. Notice how I said that. All right, everybody. I think I dropped Mr. Ho of the Math in the chat. I did, in fact. So, Twigs, baby girl, hold on. You're doing things to me right now, girl. We don't need you. We don't need you. What we need is some Ho math. We gonna learn tonight, everybody. We're gonna learn. This is the lecture portion of the C.I.P. podcast. Please put your seats up and tray tables up as well. Seat backs in the inverted position and tray tables up. Everyone pay attention, please. We got some instruction coming in hot. All right, so this is levels. And Mr. Ho Math, I'm going to, or Brother Math, I'm going to pick up levels as well, the PDF. I should just subscribe to the full Patreon. I know. Folks, go subscribe to Ho Math. At least be a subscriber. This is my secondary browser, so I'm not subscribed in the secondary browser because I'm not signed into YouTube. So we're ignoring this. But I'm subscribed. I'm a member. All the good shit. But I'm not joined on the Patreon. I just signed in, and I'm just picking apart pieces one by one. But go subscribe to your boy, Mr. Math, right? He is the professional that studies this shit. Sometimes it's good to do research. A lot of us don't do research. Sometimes it's good to be a professional or someone who actually studies something. Well, does research. I had to use multiple words there for the people in the back so that it gets through to y'all. Learn something, motherfuckers. Learn something. All right. Shout out to the nerds. Shout out to me. Shout out to all my hoes demonetized. Don't be trying to hide behind talking cold shit, bro. Don't be trying to hide behind talking cold shit because I will dox you because you are a nerd. Oh, wait. I just told them. I got you. Nerds. All my nerds. Shout out to y'all. Reaper, what's good, bro? Glad to see you. Let me... There we go. Reaper, what's good, bro? D-Jan, I see you too, bro. Salute to both of y'all. Thank you for joining me. All right, y'all. So let's get into levels. That's what we're going to watch here tonight. Keep saying, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get in. Your boy starts talking some more. All right, Mr. Math, what you got for us?
The answers are all right here, if you have the time to read them. Why is everyone losing their minds? Where do all these new ideologies come from? Don't men and women get along anymore?
Yeah, why?
Has everyone lost track of right and wrong?
What's going on here, Mr. Math?
This is a map of consciousness. It's a map of your mind.
H-Bob,
It
what's good, bro?
explains
Good to see you this
why people
evening.
See things differently. Don't worry.
Don't use the real pink salt trick unless you're ready.
Ah, come on, commercials. All right.
Consciousness grows in predictable levels. Many researchers have studied this. And the biggest reason everything is so weird right now is that we built a world at a high level of thinking, and we are no longer growing to meet it.
All right, the video.
What are
the video that we are covering this evening? I did pop the video link in the chat. Feel free to go peruse HoMath. I also dropped his link in the chat as well. Feel free to go peruse HoMath. Go watch this on your own. Stop it, pause it, ponder all the thoughts. Your boy C.I.P. is going to spiral through this because it's my show. Shout out to me. But we're going to spiral through this and I'm going to apply. We're going to learn. We're going to learn. In case you were wondering, which you weren't because nobody gives a shit, but I'm going to share it anyway. What went wrong? What kind of interactions between C.I.P. and the mysterious woman from his past went wrong? Where did C.I.P. notice his idealism and his ego kicking in because he thought he had all the motherfucking answers? That's right. Shout out your boy C.I.P. I got all the answers. Holier than thou. Not really. Nah, not really at all. Yeah, no, fuck that. No. Your boy C.I.P. is just as human as you are. So we're going to listen to some HoMath. We're going to look at the levels of the way that people look at things, socially, interactions, and such. And we're going to learn some shit. Let's go.
And the biggest reason everything is so weird
the
right
village
now
is here.
That we built a world at a high level of thinking.
That's right. Mature gamer. I know you give a shit. We're going to learn it.
What are levels of thinking? These are levels of psychological development. I use them to explain why people are the way they are. When you are born, you start at the lowest, simplest level. Every newborn baby cares about nothing but its own needs and feelings. As you grow and learn, you start putting things together. Level 2 is when you find out that other people have their own needs and feelings.
Talk me through it.
You can
Salute.
connect with them. Level 3 is when you realize that you live in a big world full of people who are connected to each other, and you can manipulate those connections for your own goals, and it just gets more and more complex. Everyone goes through the levels at a different speed, and everyone stops at a different place. The way that each person grows through the levels depends on a bunch of different factors, just like how a plant needs sunlight and air and water and soil. It's not.
All right, so shout out to Cuzzo first and foremost, all right? FDNHT Trin, if you have not subscribed to FDNH Trin, if you are not a villager, if you are not a bestie or an invader and you are already aware, everybody that's out there that is a moderator, I just wanted to mention again that, let me fix some things. Some of you guys are not modded yet. Okay, everyone that's out there, I'm going to get you guys all modded up. If you have a channel, you are a content creator, you can hit !invasion, INVASION, invasion, no spaces, !invasion. That'll get you your link dropped in the chat. So, Cuzzo, drop your link so that all the folks can get to it. But yes, Cousin talks many times, as we do over here, when we get on our philosophy rants about nature versus nurture. The basic things that you need, the basic toolkit that you need or should receive from parents who properly enable you to be an adult, right? No one has to be here. The very least a parent of any caliber can do is provide us with the basic tools of survival when we become adults. All right? That's that basic bitch shit, right? That's the bare minimum, as the MSDs like to say. Okay? Bare minimum as parents. Teach your kids some shit. That's what he's talking about right here. Corn. Corn needs sun, dirt, water, a little bit of wind to strengthen its stalk. Okay, for those of you who don't know how plants grow, I know a few adults that don't. But anyway, for those of you who don't know how plants grow, it is very similar to humans. Not exactly the same because we are 100% biologically different, but very similar. There are needs. There are needs to nurture us and help us grow to be able to go out into the world. So we're going to talk about what those needs are. We're going to examine that a little bit as we go along here. Pay attention. This is Seats in the Upright Position evening, even though it is late and we all here together just chilling, taking it easy. But we got to put our minds to work on this, okay? We got to be better as humans, and we can't set ourselves up for boo-boos. Shout out to me. We can't set ourselves up for false expectations, right? And we definitely can't ride on our egos thinking that we've got it all figured out just because we're living life the perceived right way, right? All right. Home math, take it away.
Not just one thing. In places that have all the right ingredients, the average level is about 4 or 5, with about 15% at level 6, but the average in the world is level 3 to level 4. And when you find out what that means, it can be kind of shocking.
Imagine being able to build anything.
We're going to deal with
just by
commercials all night. I might have to go to the other browser. Sorry, y'all.
A complete
understanding is easier when you have help.
I flipped over to this browser because I was having trouble tech trouble, but we might have to go back to Google. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go along. 1 exclamation point invasion, all lowercase. Talk me through it. Just 1 exclamation point invasion. It's simple.
Is brought to you by Integral Life, the sponsor.
While he's talking about his sponsor, I can't. Trin, cuzzo. Seriously, already.
More money, more money, more money, yeah. More money, more dollar bill. More money, more money, more money, yeah, yeah. More dollar bill. More money, more money, more money, yeah. More money, more dollar bill.
Cuzzo. Shout out. You are now the show sponsor. Give me 1 second. All right, everybody. Home math.
Of this video, Integral Life promotes integral
I appreciate
awareness.
you, cuzzo.
They offer a high-level perspective on everything from health to meditation to success. Integral Life will introduce you to the integral approach, the stages of development, and countless applications of the integral framework. I studied integral theory myself. It's a big part of why I'm good at explaining things. Studying integral theory can actually make you move through the levels quicker, and Integral Life can introduce you to all the best ways to do that. Integral Life offers courses.
We're going to let him run his sponsor, his commercial, because Mr. Ho deserves, or Mr. Math deserves it. Our brother, Mr. Math.
You to sign up for a free 24-day email course to build your integral mind. You'll get introduced to the philosophy by a team of teachers connected to Ken Wilber, the creator of the Integral Framework. Sign up here or click the link.
Messi's probably in the background. She was in the clouds. Or she's probably in the clouds.
This is my new levels chart. It's
all right.
Much easier to read.
So this is his new levels chart. It's much easier to read. Your boy C.I.P. is going to download that soon. Then we'll have a recap. We'll go back through levels and we'll go back through, what's the other one? Zones. I think it's zones. Anyway, we'll go back through both of them. Maybe on a future home math for the end of the year. Do a wrap up of all our hoes. All right, let's go.
Than the old one. It has 9 rows for the 9 levels that we know about so far, and the columns here tell you what the levels are like. Over here, it shows different ways to divide the levels up. You can divide them any way you want. You can do 100, you can do 2, you can go high and low. And I'll go into these in later videos. There are more than this. This is just to give you a sense of it. I used really simple language, no more of this stuff. I copied that from somewhere. Nobody knows what it means. This is what the level does, and this.
That's hilarious. He did it. He said he copied it from somewhere. No one knows what it means. He pulled the chat GPT real quick.
Is what it wants. Levels 4 and 5 are the most popular ones in our culture. You should recognize them. People at level 4, the way that they think about life is they conform and they follow rules in order to belong to a way of life and fit in. And when that way of life gets suffocating, when it's too constricting, then they start to try to improve, develop, advance, become something greater, accumulate something for themselves so they can achieve success and live a certain lifestyle, their own lifestyle that they want. You should recognize these 2 levels being really popular in the West.
Right.
If you go to like
modern
a
West
city area, people will still be mostly at levels 4 and 5, but there's going to be a higher percentage at 3 and 6. When I explain what they are, you'll probably recognize those 2.
Yes.
I'm eventually going to make a packet that's going to have like 20 of the.
And he'll get to it, folks, but he does have a link where you can take a free exam, quiz, test to see, and he'll prove a point. I'm kind of spoiling things here, not letting brother cook, but he'll prove a point here in a minute that that we have behaviors. There are just set behaviors with humans. There are things we want to do and things we don't want to do. And the problem here is your boy CIP thinks everybody wants to do shit, but everybody doesn't want to do shit. So our boy Home Math will explain this, but I encourage you to go take that quiz as well. I haven't yet. Maybe we should just do that. Maybe we should take the quiz, the levels quiz, to see where your boy CIP lands on the levels. Because of course I'm holier than thou with my ego. I know everything. I'm off the chart. You guys know that. Shout out me. I mean, come on. But so I think we should do that. I think it would be a fun discovery piece. And then you yourself can go do it too. Come on, y'all. We gotta learn some shit here.
These charts, there's going to be a ton of them, but you can buy this one now at the link, and I'm going to post it for free for all of my
Upward Man. I don't know. And I've taken Myers-Briggs. I've also taken crap. I can't even remember the name. Now I feel like an idiot. I can't even remember the name of it. It's like, just take the Myers-Briggs. It's the one where you have the color zones, and then you find out like what your stress behavior. It's the same exact kind of thing. But I've taken both of them. And what's funny is like my personality type is extrovert, get the shit done. Stay the fuck out my way, get the shit done. That's it. That's my personality type. And it's hardcore. Extrovert, get that fucking shit done. You just put me on a task, I'm shutting that shit down. You show me how to do something, I learn how to do something, fucking following through, start to finish. That's it. No compromise. Negotiate. Strong negotiator. And that's it. Very, very straightforward. It's always been that way with my personality tests. I could take a retake them 3, 4, 5 times. But you know what? I don't think I think his online quiz test to figure out what level probably is. Yes. So that part, yes. This is more just the chart itself is just the chart. So reference.
YouTube and Patreon members in about a week.
If that made sense. Let's go.
Most of the videos I make are about dating and relationships, and those are a lot easier if you understand.
Yeah, I'm an
how people
ENTJ,
think, which is my specialty.
ENTJ
Levels
every
are
time.
a part of this map. I created this graphic, but it's just my interpretation of the all-quadrant, all-level map, or integral theory created by Ken Wilber. They call it a map of everything, and it kind of is. It's hard to explain, but if you can perceive anything, if you can know about something, you can put it on this map. So let's say you have a dream about Saturn, then you would talk about the upper left quadrant because that's inside of your individual mind.
Right.
But if you saw Saturn through a telescope, that would be the upper right quadrant because that's the thing you see in the world. So the map breaks up your mind into all the different ways it looks.
And see, you guys, shout out to Trent and shout out to Upward Man, the INTJs. You guys are my best friends. Like ENTJs and INTJs get along very, very well because as Trent stated here, he's architect INTJ. He can sit there and he can come up with the plans. He can design absolutely everything. And then he can hand that shit to me. And I'm telling everybody, I'm the one that's directing everybody to build that motherfucker. Done deal. Dunsky. We get it done.
Looks at things. So it's a map of everything because it's a map of everything you can know about. And if you can't know about it, how is it a thing? So the map is really complicated, but for right now, forget about everything but levels. This is the most fun part anyway. Colorful.
Colors, you guys. Come on.
There we go.
Yeah, let's get it going.
Wow, these commercials don't piss me off.
Understanding levels is important because people think that everyone thinks the same way that they think, and that's not true, and it causes problems. I draw this a lot. Here's one that...
All right, so I'm going to try to minimize the amount of time that I stop here because we all got to go to bed. We might not get to Theo Coop tonight because this is the more important piece. We'll do Theo Coop next time. But this piece here, your boy CIP, seemed to think that because he was in a relationship with someone who said and illustrated that they were thinking along the same lines, that they were actually thinking along the same lines, but they weren't talking in complete sentences. I wasn't getting a complete picture from that individual. So I didn't have clear direction. And that was a red flag that I overlooked. I just figured that little piece would sort itself out. Not when it comes to inner relationship dynamics. Ain't shit gonna sort itself out. Ain't nothing gonna sort itself out. You have to communicate. You have to understand what your mate is thinking and what their intentions are. You fully have to be transparent with one another.
Putting her emotions into her conscious mind, and she's looking at this guy like, if I'm feeling this, he must know that I'm feeling it. But there isn't any way to do that because she hasn't told him. Here's a girl with family trauma looking at a guy who's normal and saying that having no red flags is a red flag because she thinks everyone has trauma and he's hiding it.
Right.
Here's one with a girl who has something drilled
now watch
into
this
her
one.
head, like something like man bad. Like all the girls turn on TikTok and it goes man bad, man bad, man bad, and it becomes their reality. So she has a belief that's been drilled into her head, and this guy says 4 things, and one of them looks kind of like the one that's already in her head. So she sees half of it and changes the color slightly and says, oh, I knew it. All men are the same. Why do you all always...
Men, gentlemen, have you ever been in a situation like this with a woman? I'm being 100% transparent. As illustrated, the gentleman in this little illustration literally spelled out circle, triangle, trapezoid, star. Literally spelled it all out. The illustrated MSD in this picture, in the beautiful pink dress, took it upon herself to manipulate, right? She only listened to reply. She didn't hear anything the man had said. She listened to reply, took what he said, manipulated it based on her little psychosis and spewed it back at him. Again, let's watch.
The one that's already in her head. So she sees half of it and changes the color slightly and says, oh, I knew it. All men are the same. Why do you all always the thing I already believed, even though he didn't say that? So this is just how the mind works at a lower level. This one up here is a girl
low-level
having
thinking.
A higher level thought for the first time. Dad is telling her to be careful of men because he knows how men are because he used to be one. And so for the first time, she is thinking about her dad's thinking about these guys thinking. She has a thought about her father's thought about the thoughts of men. So she's moving up to a high level for the first time. So basically, the lower your level of thinking, the less you can see other ways of thinking. Let me show you what I mean. If you are a human, you probably think that...
Okay, so for all the artards out there, okay, he's going to make it really, really simple. He's going to talk about a pile of shit, okay? Humans usually don't like shit. But there are shit humans, right? So lesson learned for your boy C.I.P, stay away from shit humans, right? We're not flies. Stay away from shit humans. But at any rate, the analogy he is about to pose is for the artards in the room. Everybody else will fully understand this, but let's go.
That dog unpleasantness is a bad thing. You probably would not want to touch this. You probably don't like it that it's on the sidewalk. This is bad for you. There's nothing good about it. But if you are a fly, then you just hit the jackpot. They use this as food and they lay eggs in it and they probably feel great about this situation.
Right.
So this is not too hard to understand. I bet that nobody watching this video is struggling with this concept that this would be good for a fly who would enjoy it and bad for a human who wouldn't. But most people struggle every day to understand that other people can see the same thing differently. A really good example of this is cheating and the whole my past doesn't matter thing. If a girl ever says my past doesn't matter to you, that's coming from a low level of thinking. Because you can't tell me what matters to me any more than you could tell a fly, like, hey, that's disgusting, that's bad for you. The fly has a different agenda. When a man...
Right, so you think with all of your hubris and ratchetness, and you can just carry on and live your life with no expect. But we judge. We judge.
That's disgusting. That's bad for you. The fly has a different agenda. When a man and a woman are together, when they're pair bonded in a relationship, the man is going to be much more upset if there is physical cheating, because this could happen. He's spending all of his time and money on her, but he doesn't get the benefit. And not only that, somebody else does.
Right.
But women are a lot more forgiving of just physical cheating. In fact, sometimes if you have a lot of girls, they like you even more.
Does that look familiar, MSGs? Shout out to the MSGs. If you know, you know. Does that look familiar? I'm not saying that I haven't lived that kind of life, but I mean, like, does that look familiar? And he's absolutely right. When you got a stable, they love it because women hate one another. Women are always trying to compete with one another. So if they know you got a stable, they love it. That's why I don't keep a roster, because I'm not looking for that drama and bullshit. But to the MSG generals out there that know and that may have that kind of situation going on, is it a lie? The man is speaking 100% facts. Them women fall all over you. Secrets told out here.
Just physical cheating. In fact, sometimes if you have a lot of girls, they like
unapologetically,
you
secrets are told out here, y'all.
Is when the guy she's with is giving out his investment to other women, because that means she gets less of it. Investment is things like money and time and support and emotional bonding and so on. And people fight about this every day all over the world. The men say physical cheating is worse, and the women say emotional cheating is worse. And you're just trying to tell a fly, this is bad for you.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. It's different from you. It's not going to feel how you want it to. And again, I bet that nobody watching this video struggled with the fly has different needs from the human. But if nobody struggled with the woman has different needs from the man,
right,
I wouldn't have a career. It's going great, by the way. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And
You're welcome, bro.
your level of thinking,
shout out you.
You understand that people perceive differently. But even more than that, studying psychological development itself can show you how these misunderstandings happen and how to solve them. That's why I'm so good at what I do. I'm out here saving marriages. Check this out.
Yeah, out here saving marriages. Shout out, bro. It's funny, I've been married for 17 years and I have 4 boys. I initially started watching your videos to help my sons. As it turns out, you have helped my marriage. Keep doing what you're doing. Shout out you. Let's go.
So people at lower levels have trouble communicating in general, but also people at different levels have trouble communicating with each other.
Exactly, John.
It's like if you've ever talked to a Bitcoin guy, he probably will talk to you like you know everything that he knows about Bitcoin, even though if you did, you wouldn't have to ask. That's like this. I know it, so everyone must know it.
No.
That's what it's like for different levels to try to communicate. And the higher you...
And it makes sense, right? Because that's why C.I.P. is here, right? Shout out C.I.P. Shout out me. I'm here because I know everybody isn't at the same level. And I know that there are things that I want to share. Aside from when I spiral and when I insert my own adventures, right? That's what I'm supposed to do. It's my goddamn fucking podcast. But other than when I do that, I'm here to provide value in some sort of way. Because everybody doesn't think of things the same exact way. And I know that there are a lot of concepts that I've experienced multiple times that can provide value to other humans. So, yes, absolutely, Homath.
You go,
Brother Math.
the less you assume that everyone knows what you know.
Right.
On top of that, studying the levels can help you spot when this is happening and fix misunderstandings.
Fix
This
problems,
is Pod 5,
fix things
the
that you're
first
not familiar with in your life, fix things that you don't know in your life. Seek the knowledge, y'all.
Little comic to illustrate.
All right,
this
here we
is
go.
the guy from an old meme called Scumbag Steve. I don't know if Gen Z has Scumbag Steves, but when I was like 17, we all knew this guy. This is the guy who always causes problems and blames it on everyone else, so I illustrated how that works. Steve goes into someone else's house and starts smoking.
Cool.
The owner
Salute,
doesn't like
bro.
it, and he says, "Don't smoke in here."
How you doing,
Scumbag
Commander?
Steve says, "It's cool, man. Don't worry about it." And then the owner says, no, it's not cool, put it out, and then Steve gets upset. Chill, bro, it's just a cigarette. So in the mind of the owner, the two guys have two different ideas. You want to smoke, but I don't want you to. So when Steve does it anyway, it looks like he's saying, what I want is more important than what you want. So Steve is a bully. But Steve is at a lower level of consciousness.
Right.
The no one tells me what to do level. So Steve.
All right. So who do we know socially, right? Coop, sound off. I know you know. You react to these individuals every single day that you podcast, bro. Level number 3, right there. Control and power. Others are connected all around me to serve each other's needs. How do I control these connections so that I gain power? Me, all about me. I mean, I've met people that talk about themselves in the third person. It's so much about me. All about me. You ain't gonna tell me shit. We know these people. We see it all the fucking. See how low on the fucking chart that is? That's level 3. That's why I've been saying over here, there's a reason there were rock breakers at the building of the pyramids. There's a reason for these people. They just exist in society. They will always be in society. Shout out to the level 3s. Absolutely, y'all. All right, so let's get back into it.
At a lower level of consciousness, the no one tells me what to do level. So Steve does not know that the two guys have two different ideas. When
Steve don't care.
Says it's cool, what he means is like, we're not at school, we're not at work, my parents aren't here, we're not going to get in trouble. This is an okay place to smoke. That's his concept of where it's okay to smoke, and the idea of somebody else having a different concept has never occurred to him. So when the owner says don't do that, Steve also feels attacked because this is an okay place to smoke.
Yeah,
but
absolutely,
you're
Uncle Rick.
Anyway, so you're the bully. When I was learning about this in school, they gave me the example of a father who gives money to his two sons. One of them is 10 and one of them is 5 to buy presents for their mother. And the 10-year-old buys her flowers and soaps, mom stuff. But the 5-year-old buys her a toy car because toy cars are cool.
Right.
The idea that moms would like mom stuff rather than what is cool has never occurred to the 5-year-old, nor has it ever occurred to Steve. So some people just never grow out of these egotistical levels of thinking, and even if they do, they can slip back into this feeling that things just are.
I feel. Shout out to the feelers. I feel like men. I feel like men.
A certain way, and so of course you know that example.
Isn't it funny how they just fall back into they Neanderthal behavior? I feel like Neanderthal behaviors. I feel like it's like a fucking tick. I feel like.
Is the difference between level 3 and level 4, which is where most people on Earth are on their best day. That explains a few things, doesn't it? That's why people at level 4 go crazy for conformity and following rules. They're showing off. They're saying,
that was me when I was a kid.
To agree to.
That was me when I was a kid. Dudley Do Right. Shout out to all the Dudley Do Rights in this bitch. You couldn't tell me shit. Now, see, that's where my little ego came from. Little Mr. C.I.P.'s little ego. Little Mr. C.I.P., little Catholic schoolboy. Little Catholic schoolboy. Every granny and auntie's favorite. You get all the kisses with the makeup. You get the big lipstick kisses on the cheek, big lipstick kisses on the forehead. Everybody's good boy, right? That youth. Those rose-tinted glasses. You the good boy. You the oldest. Mommy's boy. You running all the errands. Go to stay at Granny and Grandpa's house, helping Grandpa do all the things, running around doing all the things, helping Granny in the kitchen. You the good boy. You the good. Ego. You the shit.
And submit to the rules so that we're all doing the same thing and we're not in this constant chaos
poison
of
idealistic
knowing
poison.
What anyone wants. Maybe you understand this
takes
growing
growth.
a little better now. So think of how big of a difference that is in thinking and then imagine it happening again.
You too, Uncle Rick.
And again and again. That's what I'm trying to accomplish here. It's ambitious.
You too, Uncle Rick. That's what's up, bro. We be out here. These family dynamics are crazy.
I'm gonna make a long video explaining each level in detail, but this is just an introduction. It'll be quick. I'll make new illustrations too. Charts take time, okay? So level 1 I used to call survive. I'm now calling it desire, because that's what it feels like from the inside. We all feel this all day, every day. It's when you want something. I want a cookie. That girl is pretty. I'm looking for a man in finance, 6'5", blue eyes. Or when you want to get away from something. If you're stuck at this level as an adult, it's bad. You're basically homeless. Even Amazon tribes connect with each other. So if you were stuck at this level, you would basically just try to get what you want all the time without responding to the wants.
I also knew somebody like that. Not going to mention how recent, but they would go into brat mode, and they would literally say that I'm going into brat mode. Shout out to all the brats. I certainly hope you find your way in life. Shout out to y'all.
Of others. Level 2 is when you realize, oh, other people also have desire. They want things too. This leads to appease consciousness. You try to give others what they want so they'll give something back. It's common for groups at this level to try to appease gods or spirits. They feel their own desire and they say, oh, the volcano is angry. Why would I be angry? Not enough virgins. Let's give it one, see if it calms down. They're trying to connect with nature by appeasing it. Groups at this level are small and they only interact with people they know, because why would I talk to someone if we're not doing things for each other? At level 3,
absolutely
you realize
cooked
that
upward,
everyone
man.
around you is appeasing each other and trading favors, and you
just
go,
a matter of time.
I could fall behind if I don't figure out how to control this. How can I direct all of this appeasing towards me and put me on top? In the mafia movie Goodfellas, they introduce each other by saying, this is Henry, he's a friend of mine, which means he works under me. He's a friend of ours means
dynamics,
he's on our level.
social dynamics.
That is them communicating how these connections are controlled. People stuck at this level commit crime, they litter, they don't put the shopping cart back. That's what makes bad neighborhoods bad. No one follows the rules because life is about me, me, me. And nobody ever thinks about what someone else thinks. They don't do thinking about thinking. That's why people don't put the shopping cart back, because there is no such thing as other people don't want to be in a dirty parking lot. That just doesn't exist. So it's cool for me to not put it back and then do extra work for no reason. That's why they get mad when you try to make them follow the rules.
And that was very, very basic. That was a very basic concept. Put your shopping cart back. That's where the thought process, what level you're thinking, where your mind is at. You're either a Neanderthal thinker or you're thinking ahead.
When people get tired of that, they pick a leader and they write things down. This is the way things are going to be. Not just my way because I have power.
Here comes level 4. Here comes your boy, right? Here comes Catholic schoolboy, Mr. I know everything, holier than thou. I follow the rules, right? Here comes young C.I.P., right?
This is the way things are. We wrote it down. This is when you start understanding, oh, wait a minute, what I want could hurt others just like they
do
hurt
unto
me,
others.
And we could fix that if we had rules.
Exactly, Uncle Rick.
If this works, they start seeing their way as the one true way. So this way is good and this way is just bad. We can't have different ways. We just fixed that problem. At level 4, your social group grows again, so you can be in the same group as people that you don't know. This results in large nations and cities and agriculture. You could never do that at a lower level. If you go back down to winner take all, nothing gets done.
And again, he's talking about large urban areas. You don't get large urban areas debating what my personal needs are. That's why those low-level thinkers are literally within the hierarchy of society as fucking rock breakers. The artards are at the bottom for a reason. The rock breakers at the bottom of the pyramid, at the building of the pyramids of Giza, were there for a fucking reason. They were not the architects and engineers at level 4, understanding that not just I need a fucking house and roads that work, but you need a house and roads that work. That concept is foreign to some. Let's carry on.
The move from 3 to 4 is also important, just like the move from 6 to 7.
Evolution.
When level 6 is in power, it prevents people from moving from 3 to 4.
Probably one of the biggest questions that we get from our customers is,
all right, deal with the commercials, y'all. Deal with it. Just deal with it.
What's called an ETF.
We get through
We'll
this.
come back to that. Level 4 is very rigid. They resist new
We're almost
ideas.
done.
Like when Galileo said the Earth is not at the center, the church went, "Oh, that's a different way. You can't have that because we just fixed that problem."
Right.
Level 5
Yeah, the
shows up
competition
when
of
people
science and
have
religion.
a stable way of life and they start wanting to improve and advance, which you do with achieving. Today, people at level 5 want cars and houses and money and fame. You know the drill.
Yeah.
So at level 3, the world just is the way you see it. And at level 4, you agree on the right way. And at level 5, you go, there's no right way. They're all made up. So not only can you improve it, but also you don't have to fight with people from other ways. That's where you become a citizen of the world. You have whole world consciousness. It starts at level 5. So now you can do whatever you want in life as long as you follow.
Now it starts at 5, but a lot of people, and he's going to say this, as long as you follow the rules, right? There are rules, there are guidelines, right? And you also cannot fall back on previous behaviors. You can't fall back into your socially selfish behaviors. You can't fall back on those isolationist behaviors because you have to continue to do unto others. We are here for a short time, but we are here causing ripples across relationships with other people. It's very important that we evolve. Okay, let me let the man cook.
It's at level 5. So now you can do whatever you want in life. As long as you follow the rules, it's all up to you. You make your own way, and then you succeed or fail based on your achievements. So at level 5, people come up with their own way to achieve success. And at level 6, people start thinking, well, what is success?
Right.
What am I getting out of life?
What is all
what am
this
I giving
mean?
up for it? Who am I? Level 6 is where I might
What does it all
lose
mean?
some of you. It gets very detached from what people usually do. This is a drawing for the next video. It's not done. If someone is limited to levels 3, 4, and 5, when you tell them about 6, sometimes they say, well, wait a minute, how is that higher? These people are not chasing power. They don't
think
fit
it's
in.
better.
They're not achievers. How is this better?
It's an
And that's why the
understanding.
levels can't communicate. Better means something different to them. It usually starts when make your own way is no longer satisfying. Remember, all of this is based on desire and how you satisfy it. All the levels are just including more and more. So it's what do I want? What do you want? What do they want? What do we want as a group? And then what do I want as a part of the group? Which part of everything do I want to be?
How do
And
I
at level
fit
6,
into it all?
You go, well, there is no one part that's going to satisfy me. There's no right way for me because I'm different here and there and yesterday and today. I like the beach. I like the snow. There's infinity ways. How do I include them all? That might feel like you don't have your feet on the ground anymore. Like, I don't know what's behind any of these doors. I don't know which one to open. I don't know which way to go. And that leads to self-discovery. You try to understand all the parts of who you are and include them in your life. And that can look very different for everyone. And that's why people don't know right and wrong anymore. Every way has to be right or you're not including and we're really mad about it.
Right.
Some people even go out of
Look
their
familiar?
way to be difficult to include. So the morals are, I want to be who I want to be and not who you tell me. So we have to include everything everywhere all the time. And this is what you get when you do that. So a lot of these new ideas are coming from, believe it or not, a high level of awareness.
They are.
Particularly this one. But they're doing so much damage because people at lower levels don't understand them. Just like Steve. So the level 6 idea of we need to include,
And there's levels to everything. So even within the lack of understanding, the individuals that are doing the free living and everything are doing it unchecked. because the ones that are level 6 are allowing it. We'll go back to it. He'll cover it.
Include and validate everyone is being abused by a lot of people at levels 2, 3, and 4 who do not understand.
Let me rewind that back.
The idea of
Here we go.
just like Steve. So the level 6 idea of we need to include and validate everyone is being abused by a lot of people at levels 2, 3, and 4 who do not understand inclusion at all.
Right.
When you say include everyone, what levels 2 and 3 here is we can do whatever we want now. There's no rules anymore. And what level 4 here is you better be inclusive or else. And then level 6 defends them even when they're doing it wrong. And
right.
That's because level 6 hates the idea of levels. They want to believe that everyone is equal. That's the big difference between 6 and 7. I have an AI.
So you see, here's his AI tool that he's going to talk about here, level check. That's the tool for us to check our thinking, our levels of thinking. But you see how not being observant and being idealistic in your position of perspective can lead to tunnel vision. I'm going to rewind it back a little bit as he shows how the levels become accepting of fuckery, right? And it's behavioral fuckery in all respects, right? If it's the mental health fuckery that we see with all the people that want to change the way they were born, or if it's the relationship fuckery and people manipulating one another, going into relationships, not knowing what love is, not knowing how to love, manipulating one another, using one another, and all that, right? So you can see where people become acceptant of that.
Anymore. And what level 4 here is you better be inclusive or else. And then level 6 defends
TQS
them
was good.
even when they're doing it wrong. And that's because level 6 hates the idea of levels. They want to believe that everyone is equal. That's the big difference between 6 and 7. I have an AI tool called Level Check that asks you questions and compares your answers to the literature on development. Look at the results we got. It's a smooth bell curve with a big dip at level 6. That's exactly what you'd expect. They don't want to take the test because the idea of levels offends them. They want everyone.
Now, it's not to say that the mental development and social development is wrong, right? We understand that we are free. We understand that we should be able to live and do whatever we want to do, etc. We understand that there's the guidelines and rules around that. But what we don't do with that acceptance is enforce all of the other levels to better appreciate one another. No one's doing that. No one's partaking in anything else. And more than likely, what we see with the 80-20 rule that your boy C.I.P uses over here, most people fall back to those levels 1s, 2s, and 3s. Just easier. Humans are lazy by default. Humans are lazy by default. We all have our lazy days. We have our lazy moments all the time, I'm sure. Even when I grind. Come on, man, I get tired. The boy gets tired sometimes.
One to be on
I'm human.
the same level. That's why when you say people have different
We'll rewind this back a little bit more
a
here.
big dip at
This shit's killing me.
a tool called Level
All right,
Check
so
that asks you questions and compares your
selfmax.ai.
answers to the literature on development.
Red Pill Culture
Look at the
was
results
good,
we
bro.
got.
How you doing,
It's a
Zero?
smooth bell curve with a big dip at level 6. That's exactly what you'd expect. They don't want to take the test because the idea of levels offends them. They want everyone to be on the same level. That's why when you say people have different abilities, they say, no, we need to give them more help. And that is dysfunctional because this doesn't help people grow.
Yes.
It makes them feel like they don't need to.
Yes.
I did it myself.
I did it myself. Remember? We've seen this. He's used this example many times. When you take away from another group to make someone else appear that they are winners, you are manipulating society and you're making artards. The people who get the participation awards are artards. They didn't achieve anything. We've been raising artards for decades. We literally have been raising them. Amazing.
It makes them feel like they don't need to. I did it myself.
Yeah.
At the beginning of this video, I said that we built this world at a high level of thinking and we're no longer growing to meet it. And that's because the people at level 6 are usually smarter than average and they have more money and power, which means they're insulated from the consequences of their actions. They want you to deal with Steve, but they don't have to. So they want
right? Does that sound fun? Does that sound familiar? You have the individuals, money and power, squeezing the middle class. Just accept the fact that life is shit. You're rubbish. You're part of the stewage.
total inclusion, but they're not including anyone who doesn't want total inclusion. That's like putting the mosque next to the gay bar and saying, now you two get along.
Right.
That's going to cause some damage. They don't want to get along. They have different agendas. Men and women have different agendas. You and the fly have different agendas.
With 19 hotel brands at IHG Hotels and Resorts, you can guest how you guest.
Every individual in the world has different agendas, and those agendas change over time. That's what these levels of awareness are about. People do not want what you want them to want. That's what the table is about. When these girls say, I am the table, what it means is, I just am the table. I just do deserve what I want.
Facts.
And there's no recognition of what he wants.
Right.
These are girl Steves. They're Stephanies.
I'm going to be a brat. I'm in my brat phase. I'm in my brat mood.
If you make people include what they don't want, it's going to cause problems. Steve does not need inclusion. He needs to figure out that other people don't think it's cool. And if he never does, then he can't come in the house. Imagine this is you, and someone said, okay, so Steve wants to smoke, but you don't want him to. What can we do to compromise? Why do you not light smoke? Do your parents smoke? You know, you're lucky to have a house. Maybe you should make Steve feel more welcome. Does that make you feel more inclusive or less? And do you understand how that would prevent Steve from ever growing up? Well, that's what all this
I just said that. And I have watched this before, but the points flow so very well. We've created artards. We've created the weirdest fucking paradigms in our society. It's fucking bizarre. Let's go back just a little bit. All right.
Parents smoke. You know, you're lucky to have a house. Maybe you should make Steve feel more welcome. Does that make you feel more inclusive or less? And do you understand
Uncle
how
Rick.
that would prevent Steve from ever growing up? Well, that's what all this garbage is about. They're telling
Salute,
you
Roddy.
where you belong, because it's not up to you. She decided where you belong, and in some places, it's a crime to disagree. So if you are not allowed to say what doesn't belong in your life,
right,
not only is that terribly unfair to you, but then Steve never learns. And that's why.
And also, in past relationships, when voicing what I don't want in my life was realistic, or what I want in my life, right? Like communication. When you get home from work, give me a call. But that causes problems to low-level thinkers because that's not what they want. So even common courtesies, even just basic bitch communication becomes a challenge to these narcissists. It's amazing. It's amazing. We see it though. Every day we experience it.
Not only is that terribly unfair to
Very
you,
weak-minded
but then
people, Uncle Rick.
Steve never learns. And that's why people are the way they are. So even though this is a relatively high level of thinking, it's still trying to correct everyone to think the way that it does, and life just doesn't work that way. If you are at level 3, you would say, I'm going to do what I want, and everyone needs to deal with it. If you were at level 4 and you were, let's say, a Christian, you would say, everyone should be a Christian. It is the one true way, and they should follow it like me. At level 5, you would say everyone has to figure out their own way of being like me. And at level 6, they say everyone needs to embrace every way of being like me. But at level 7, you would say everyone needs to be in a place that works for them and where they work for everyone around them.
Thank you. That is your boy C.I.P. living in his idealistic ass, egotistical ass world where I think that motherfuckers are gonna grow the fuck up and realize it's gonna work for everybody. We have to respect it, and we have to have some fucking guidelines around it. It's not hard. It's not difficult. And so I think, right, and here we go again, realistic piece of shit, to myself, right? To myself, because it's only maddening to me. This is content, right? But it just, we are not evolving, y'all. We are not evolving. And the thing isn't, you're going to forget everything else that you were before. That's not it. Nobody's asking you to forget who you were before. It's to build on that, like he said. It's a increasingly influential mindset to have. You're learning new things as you evolve. You're building. You are building something. You are building character.
There's no more fun being like me. And at level 6, they say everyone needs to embrace every way of being like me. But at level 7,
and I think level 6, John Omaho's mentioned it. Level 6 can be the slippery slope, right? Level 6 can be a deep rabbit hole, because if we're discussing the general social paradigm in major metro areas, we got to weigh factors such as recidivism, because people generally break the rules, right? So you will always have those outliers and individuals who are going to continuously push society. And get that in your head, C.I.P. Get that in your head. No matter how deep of a relationship you have with individuals, they are going to push the limits. They are going to test you, C.I.P. Be on guard. Watch for red flags, C.I.P. Shout out to me. I'm learning. Exactly, people. We all learning today, y'all. We all learning today. We all either know this, experience this, or are learning something new so that we are armed with tools, right? It ain't all red pill. We all learning a little bit of something. All right, let's go.
You would say everyone needs to be in a place that works for them and where they work for everyone around them. There's no more me. I'm not telling anyone that they have to think like me.
Honestly, no one wants to think about HIV, but there are things that everyone can do to help prevent it.
Honestly, that looked like a man.
If people would do the work to have a thought about a thought about a thought, but if they don't, there's still a place for them somewhere, just hopefully not in Congress. I would hate for the virgin in a volcano guy to write the laws I live by. For example, this is the Maasai people. I don't think they spend that much time online, but that's okay. I don't need them to hear about integral theory. They're doing fine on their own. I have no notes for the Maasai. But also, I don't want them to move to my neighborhood and tell me, this is your life now.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to communicate with words like alignment and harmony. Things have to work together the way they want to and not the way you want them to.
Right.
The best example I can think of right now is Dubai. People go there from all over the world to live and work, but nobody's fighting over who owns the country. That's what the word integrate means. It means if you want something in Dubai and they want to let you, you can go there and do what you want and be who you want and be included, as long as you follow the rules. And this is the part that certain people in the West don't want to do anymore.
All right, we're going to stop right there, right? So if you want a relationship and you connect with a human being and you communicate with the human being, you should follow the rules of the dynamics of a healthy relationship, right? What are the rules? Well, those are the rules that you align together because you're communicating together. You're not operating on a level 3 and the world is all about me. You are aligning with the woman. You are aligning with the man. Okay. And I'm only speaking to the ones here that actually give a fuck, right? They actually care and are looking for this kind of thing. The problems that I've experienced. Okay. And this is where it's easy to say, and I get it, Zero. You do love your trolling, bro. You know, I thought people were going to get better and I'm learning. Well, here's the thing, bro. It's not the superficial. It's the love baiting. It's the love bombing. It's the baiting into the relationship. That is the manipulative part, is the part that we need to A, either be aware of, or B, need to cut that shit the fuck out. All right. It's destructive. Sticks and ropes out here. Okay. Y'all know how I talk over here on CIP. You're either a stick and using a stick as a device in life, or you're using a rope, right? We use sticks to shove others away, defend ourselves, protect, shepherd. We use ropes to bind close, keep safe. You're either a stick, you're either going to be somebody who's accountable, or you're going to be somebody who's destructive. Just is what it is. And these varying levels where we play these games with one another, when it comes to this matters of the heart, when it comes to matters of survival and comes to matters of society, we're not going to evolve if we just are stuck at level 3 within our own selfish ruminations. All my hoes monetized out here talking, or a toxic one. Uncle Rick. Yeah, facts. I'm going to delete you, nerd, because we have a devolution conversation based on the current state of affairs of our society. Yeah, man. Yeah, we need to go on and talk about that.
They want this one and not this one. And when you do that, everything falls back down to here. And then nobody thinks about what other people think, and you end up with a generation of deservers. So I hope that makes it clear how levels can help with interpersonal dynamics, raising children, religion, spirituality, politics, government, society, technology. And again, my channel took off really, really fast. This is less than 2 years, and it's because I know how to explain things because I understand them. And if more people understand them, then we can fix a lot of problems. Next time.
Baho math, bro math, bro. That's what got me in trouble. I know people, if the operative word being if we can get people to fix them.
Less than 2 years, and it's because I know how to explain things because I understand them. And if more people understand them, then we can fix a lot of problems. Next time, I will go through the levels slowly, one by one, and I'll show you how they grow from one to the next.
Awesome. So that's going to be a pretty deep episode because he's going to break down each one of the levels and show how we evolve. Maybe that's the show, John. JP, man. Let's keep that one. Because if it's on his Patreon, I'll go on and pay for it, man. We have a awesome channel over here, Invaders. Y'all have been absolute gems and supported the channel. I will definitely, and as you just heard with the wonderful soundboard, I've reinvested back into the channel, and I will continue to reinvest in the channel. So I will go to the Patreon. If he does put it behind a paywall, we'll get the deeper explanation of levels, because it's not just, Zero, I get it. I know you trolling, bro. But I'm not over here just on some oddball, weird manosphere, red pill shit. That's never been what this channel's about. It's always been about the adventures of CIP. But picking up this, I think, is going to be very valuable. And that gives us something to go on, bro. Good content for future episodes. And shout out to your boy, our brother in arms, Black Ho Math and Ho Math forever. We in this forever. That's right. Black Ho Math here on CIP. Like and subscribe, y'all. Like and subscribe. This is the only channel that hosts Black Ho Math, because we got to have one from the melanated perspective. We all hoes out here. All right. So, my fellow hoes and hosettes, we got time, and your boy CIP is running it. So, we're going to put another hour in. We're going to hang out with Big Bro. We got Big Sis Messy Michon. We got Big Bro Theo Coop. We got all kinds of members of our village from all across YouTube that I appreciate and I bring here to celebrate and to react to with us, the invaders. So let's go. Mr. Coop, Commander Coop, did a react today. Yesterday. One day ago, yesterday. Did a react to the Lapeef discussion with Ask a Brother podcast. This is going around the YouTube streets. Y'all may have seen a lot of coverage of this. Anton covered this. Not sure. Did Big Sis Messy cover this? Messy, if you out there, sis, I don't remember if you covered this or not. But What we are going to look at is the Ask a Brother podcast perspective and breakdown, as well as Theo Coop's 2 cent. So it's going to be us and Coop kicking it. Make it full screen here. All right.
The 18-year-old man.
Oh, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Your boy C.I.P. Hold on. Go subscribe. My man, Coop. All right, y'all, go subscribe to Coop. I don't know if you're out there listening or not. I know we all ride together. I know most of y'all that are out here in the chat tonight are already besties, villagers, squad. So anyway, for all the people that are in the clouds, go subscribe to Theo Coop. He has a podcast where he's just simply saying, do better. Do better, people. All right. And it's for the melanated people. Do better. He does a lot of reactions. He has a lot of great commentary. That's right. Salute to the brother, Theo Coop. All right. So we're going to go listen to this brother talk and react to the Lapeef. So this is a react, actually. So we go in like triple reacts. So it's react inception. Let's go.
Very little to offer most single women.
I think.
The 18-year-old man effectively has.
What you thinking about, Coop?
No, I want to play a different one. Let me switch this one up. But this is with this brother right here, the Ask a Brother podcast.
All right.
Let me know. He's up at the top. Let me know if you guys have seen this clip. He's just recently started a channel. He's actually a therapist, and he's went viral a couple times already. Let me play the correct clip that I wanted to play. There's a couple of them, but he was on the Lapeef network, and it was like a 6 hours live stream.
We are not watching all that. We're just going to watch Theo's clip here, and then
6 hour live stream. I
we're going to wrap up.
Go through it and edit it down to what I would like to. So I got a reaction from, this is from the Lapeef network, but I'm actually going to take the reaction from the homie, the Charles in Charge podcast. I think it did change it.
Right. So shout out Charles in Charge podcast. Charles in Charge is reacting to Lapeef. Coop is reacting to Charles in Charge. I'm reacting to Coop. This shit is lit. Let's go, YouTube. This is the future.
His name recently to like Charles Forte or something like that. But this is the one that I wanted to play. Stand by.
The 18-year-old man effectively has very little to offer most single women. So he has to learn what the 18.
Hey, why is it not changing? Stand by 1 second.
Struggle Stream. Shout out Struggle Streaming
as well. Okay, so I got male therapist checks online. Is it this one?
Yeah, you got it. You hit the right one.
In the global dating.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. And this was a little bit longer. And y'all let me know if you guys have seen this this gentleman. If it was that Coop in the upper, is that Coop in the right upper corner with the dreads?
What?
That is not me. I've seen most of these. Well, I've seen the guys before. But that's the dude I'm talking about. The Ask a Brother podcast. He's right there in the middle. So
I don't know any of these people. Shout out your boy C.I.P.
He just started the channel.
I do not watch a lot of these shows that have these huge panels. It's just pandemonium. I'm not interested.
And he was at 1,000 subscribers a few days ago. I looked up. He's almost at like 5,000 subscribers. So he's definitely getting the traction. And I think what he's saying, he's actually a therapist as well. It's pretty good stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. I got to put this on the poll too. Thank you, G-Rap. Everett, what's going on, E? Everett with the $5 super chat. Skip said he paid for the pussy. Okay, he did say that. Skip did say that. He told the makeup artist he'll give her $1 million, 1.5 mil. E. He said 1.5 million, and he will pay for the cat.
I pay for the plus, okay.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Men doing that just need to stop.
This is Charles in Charge podcast reacting to the Lapeef
That is
network.
insane.
That's what this is. This is the Lapeef network. I forgot all about them dudes over there.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. So that's this Charles in Charge reacting to Lapeef network. So we're gonna react to that. That's a fact. He said 1.5 mil.
1.5 million. That is insane.
Ain't a cat on this
That is
planet worth
insane.
1.5
Nah,
million.
never.
Young Jay, gentleman for 21 months. We got Cleveland Finest in the house. You'll never be Mr. Cartwright. Slap.
Shout out Young J 216 for real, bro. Ohio strong. Ohio State strong over on Coop's channel.
Player. He says ESPN just needs to fire Malika Andrews. That's a fact, bro.
Yep,
I found
big
a clip
facts.
on TikTok talking about that, and I left the exact same comment. All we need to do is get Malika Andrews out the paint. 1.5 million, okay.
1.5 million, okay.
Let's see. All right, let's move on and let's try playing this clip. Let me
Wolfpack.
find it right here.
Good, little bro.
In the
How you
global
doing?
dating market, in terms of desirability, it's white men at the top. It's black men number 2. On the flip side, number 1 is either Asian women or white women, and then number 3 is Hispanic women, and then last is black women. When you went to school, why was the Asian women and the white women going for 2 reasons for 1? You were going to get your degree. They were going to get the degree and to find their partner. If you're a woman and you're single and you're 30 or up, and you are mildly attractive, you're doing something wrong. And your single girlfriends can't help you.
Absolutely.
Because my friends call me to do all of their work. They do not do that. The average woman does not have a garage full. The average single woman does not have a garage full of power tools. They have a Rolodex full of people that they can call to
Absolutely.
do the work that they need done.
They absolutely do.
And they pay.
And to be absolutely honest with you, and I'm going to talk about this in my matriarchy rundown. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to it this year, probably going to get to it next year, but I posted 12 posts on my community wall with my chest out because that's 100% what I've experienced in living in a matriarchy as a young man. But that is a fact. That is an absolute fact. To this day, the matriarchy has their apron strings tied around my ass, asking me to do shit for them that the nigga in their life should be here to fucking do. I don't give a fuck about this village, for real, for real, for real. Let me tell you. Because the amount of fuckery that I've experienced my entire life and watched from this matriarchy and watched them create husband-son conditions, perfect husband-son conditions, because them niggas wasn't answering them calls in that Rolodex. Yeah, I'm looking at this from the other side. She talking 100% facts.
Those people for sure. But, and I know that I am not able to do the things the way a man can do it because we are different. But the opportunity to show up and have the opportunity to do the things that I do want to do and like to do and I am able to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially like in my relationship, I don't want to be looked at differently as if I'm masculine just because I'm building a greenhouse in my backyard. A lot of men are put off by that.
Don't nobody care about that
Like,
shit.
I want to be seen just as a person who has a lot of talents. Like, I'm talented, right? And so
Y'all see what Theo Coop did? He put himself in the panel. He took his picture and put his picture, resized it so he looks like he on the panel.
I don't want to be looked at differently because of that. Because a lot of men have a very rigid view of what a woman is supposed to be. So when I take out my power tools and I'm taking raw materials and I make it something, I don't want a man to be like, I don't want a woman to do all that. There's real manly right there. And I'm like, but I got booty shorts and a sports bra. I'm cute doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very feminine.
Yeah, but just because you may be
Whatever.
able to dress the part and cosplay as what you believe a
Right.
feminine woman is doesn't necessarily mean that you then have the
It's
actual
cosplay.
attributes that a man would look.
It's cosplay. And they're used to cosplaying because you got the whole princess thing and Barbie thing and spiders makeup weave, right? And pretty girl, makeup day. What's it called? Self-care day. And all this shit. And then when they turn around, they have to do this stuff. They did this heavy shit that they don't want to do. They're cosplaying. They don't want to do that shit. That shit's ingrained in half of us men. Well, 60% of us men that know how to do shit.
Look for in a feminine woman. And that has far less to do with your extracurricular
Yeah, panels are an absolute
activities
waste of
and what
time,
you like to do
TQS.
around the house, and more to do with your attitude and your behavior. You also see this happening with women in certain work environments that may require a certain level of assertion or authority in order for them to be successful. And while that may be great in a corporate setting, it may not work as well when you talk about a relationship setting where she wants the man to be the leader, but her behavioral traits and tendencies won't even allow that to happen. And so while those traits work great in a corporate setting for a business looking to generate profits, if she's looking for a masculine man who she wants to lead her, those could end up being the very same traits that push that man away.
Absolutely. I'm going to stop right there. Uncle Rick chimed in. He said, we don't care. It's the attitude that you present because you can do it. But if I did it, it wouldn't be considered an accomplishment or a plus. It's what I should be able to do. Exactly. Their perception of this, right? So it becomes this hypocritical weaponization of our place as men. Adam, what's good, my brother? I'm so glad to see you, bro. If the woman has the skill and talent to build, let them build. I'll be there to support if they need it. Right. But it can't be something weaponized. It's a union, right? It's a union, an understanding. Coop squeezed in there like the Grim Reaper. He did. He seen the empty spot. I think there was a lady there. And she went off cam. And as soon as he seen that, he put his little picture up there real fast. In fact, you don't want to build privately one-sided. You want to build together. Exactly, brother.
But I also think this too, is that
what you thinking, Coop?
I'm not in the shot square. Trying to be on the panel. But,
oh shit! I'm sorry, y'all. The volume was kind of low. I'm sorry.
Let's see here.
Here we go.
Don't nobody give a fuck about you having power tools, okay?
Right.
It's good. Nobody care. It might be different. Oh, okay, man. Okay, well, yeah, okay. You're in there like most women aren't into that. Don't nobody care. That's in my.
It's in my opinion too. It's not something to wear on your shoulders because. And let me tell y'all this. This was another red flag in the previous relationship. But as soon as I would say things like "That's not a flex," you're an adult. I was abusive. I was 100% the most toxic motherfucker on earth, y'all. Your boy C.I.P. Your boy C.I.P. out here ringing alarms, out here passing messages. Toxic, abusive, toxic. Call adults. You a motherfucking bitch. The fuck out of my face.
My opinion,
that's why you single now.
Too deep in it, that's an excuse or cover up as to why the men that you like don't want you, or why you're being labeled over masculine. That's just my two.
I just do what I do. And I think we're just asking for equity and just to be seen as people, just like y'all like to be seen.
Women aren't people. You hear this bitch babble? Come the fucking words out. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. My word count. My bad. Your boy C.I.P. learning. Come on, y'all. We just want to be seen as people, as equals, as human beings. No, y'all want to assume the role of motherfucking men and think that y'all are equal as men. We are designed for different roles. We don't give a fuck about that because now you're just an adult. Welcome to fucking adulthood, bitch. Fucking babble.
And I think we're just asking for equity and just to be seen as people, just like y'all like to be seen as people and not
fuck out of here.
Dainty, feminine, like helpless creatures.
All right. Thank you for that. I have 2 or 3 points I think that could be very helpful with this. Number one, you and Jasmine, are y'all outside of you two being equal in terms of being human beings, like in terms of value? Are you two equal? No, right? So if you're not equal with another woman, you're not equal with another man. And I'm not equal with Darwin outside of the fact that our equality starts and stops, believe it or not, with our humanity.
That's it.
All other distinctions, our gender, our age, our experience, our skill set, there's reasons for why, one person will get the job, another person will get the job. In 2025, there is nothing that you can't do in terms of.
Imagine if women stood on values the way they stand on victimhood. Imagine, I'm gonna say that shit again. I ain't going Umar on this bullshit, but imagine if women stood on values the way they stand on victimhood. Values. Now, that's a difficult word. You might have to use Webster's for values. They might need to use Webster's for a lot of things like values and legacy overall, 80-20 rule here. But imagine, just fucking imagine. Uncle Rick, salute.
Of employment, right? Even in terms of intense fields, physical labor fields, they'll lower the standards now for women so that they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to be a firefighter, you don't have to have the same standard that a man.
Do you know what it's called when you lower something so that someone else can do the same thing that someone of able body? It's called retard. Okay. Slow. You slow the process. You retard the process. Not the person, the process. You retard the process. It's like a machine running very fast, a car, and you retard the car by applying the brakes. So we put brakes, stopped. We put brakes on society to retard things so that women can, I get it, okay?
Seen as people and not these dainty,
I'm gonna let him cook.
feminine, like helpless creatures.
All right. Thank you for that. I have 2 or 3 points I think that could be very helpful with this. Number one, you and Jasmine, are y'all outside of you two being equal in terms of being human beings, like in terms of value, are you two equal? No, right? So if you're not equal with another woman, then you're not equal with another man. And I'm not equal with Darwin outside of the fact that our equality starts and stops, believe it or not, with our humanity. All other distinctions, our gender, our age, our experience, our skill set, there's reasons for why one person will get the job, another person will get the job. In 2025, there is nothing that you can't do in terms of employment, right? Even in terms of intense
hey, Charles.
Physical labor fields.
How you doing,
Rain?
Rain?
The standards now for women so that they can do it. So if you want to be a firefighter, you don't have to have the same standard that a male firefighter has to do. If you want to be in the military, your mile won't be the mile of your male counterpart.
Absolutely.
You want to be a police officer, you name it. Field after field after field. By default, because you're in America, as a woman, you can already go and do that. The issue for all women, and I'll say this specifically to Black women, is yes, you're right. You probably had experiences where there were some men that were turned off because you had a certain type of job. A lot of men,
naturally,
I can't speak for your personal experience, but a lot of men are not actually turned off by the job or even the type of job. They're turned off by the traits that are often associated with those women. The behavioral traits that sometimes comes with women that has very demanding schedules, demanding jobs, demanding fields, is that they're highly disagreeable, that they are a little rough around the edges. They assume because I look good that I'm still feminine. Because I get my nails done,
absolutely,
I'm still feminine. Because my hair and I got my makeup on, I still let a man lead. Well, I always look at it through the lens: does your outcomes reflect the thing that you're saying that
absolutely.
You're doing? So an example.
And you single and you almost 40, you late 30s, 40s, and you still talking that cold shit, you loser.
Talk to women who are struggling in the dating market, and they're saying, "Oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing."
Yeah. G Honda. I don't know if you saw this, bro. Coop put himself up there. He shrunk his little picture down and put himself up there. He was reacting to the reaction from Charles in Charge. So this is me reacting to Coop, reacting to Charles in Charge, reacting to Lapeef.
And that, but I'm saying, but if all the men, your outcomes would typically be different. If
right,
I'll say it this way, because you kind of mentioned,
and we're not intimidated, Adam.
You want to be perceived a certain way from men, right?
It's nice to see a woman who knows what she's doing. That is appreciated, that she's an adult, a capable adult. Right.
And that you don't want what you do to impact how people see you. If we flip it, and this is where I think both sexes can get a better understanding of this stuff. When you all question what it is about men being turned on and turned off about stuff, what's your icks? What's your things that makes it known? I can't do this guy. I absolutely can't take him seriously. I'm not going to return his phone call. That's not my type.
Right.
Whatever that list of things is that attracts you or turns you away, we have our own version of that.
Right.
And again, no one has to teach us that.
Well, so, but
Thank you, bro. And also don't think that this is something that should have to be explained. But so many women don't think that way.
Right.
They think because I'm a woman and, like my man said here, attractive, or I find myself attractive, and I'm not talking, I don't know this.
Don't forget, you guys. All right, I'm gonna interrupt you right there where you cook and coop. But don't forget, you guys. Homeat's already said it, and we already seen it. We see it every day. Messy talks about it every day. Women blow. That's why we have the sisterhood, right? That's why all women are 10s. Everybody's gotten a participation award. You can be the fattest, most fucking nastiest looking broad. You can be the skinny supermodel. They all talk like they all the same. They all will be in the room together and tell them all, each one another, that they the same. They had that one trans that would look like a whole Jabba the Hutt, and they was telling them, "Oh, you're a 10. You're a 10." All them little bunnies standing around that big old fat Jabba the Hutt trans talking about, "You're a 10. You're a 10. Oh, don't think that, girl." Even calling him a girl. The fuck? It's delusion. It's absolute fucking delusion. It's sisterhood delusion. It's the feminist delusion.
I know I only know a couple guys.
That's why all y'all be egos inflated, thinking just because you landed a fucking Chad, Brad, or a fucking stud ass Tyrone and got the fucking 6'12", did you think that you owed it for the rest of your life? The whole pretty privilege, the whole mental machinations and the pretty privilege and the feminine ego. Told y'all, it's the ego death tonight.
Panel. I've seen Trey Smooth. I've seen a couple clips of his. That Darwin McPherson. I'm familiar with him.
Exactly. All about feeling good.
It. And but yeah, man, that shouldn't really have to be explained.
Right.
This woman has this humongous tattoos.
Yeah, right. Exactly. FDNHT trend. Facts. Women literally have life on easy mode. Literally have life on easy mode. And anybody in a healthy family dynamic knows that you protect your little sister. You know she's a pretty little princess. Help the family, blah, blah, blah. Support the sister, defend the sister. You out in the street, nigga, touch your sister. You gonna whoop ass. Nobody gonna touch my fucking sister. I've chased motherfuckers to their front door and told their mother to tell them to come the fuck out. Yeah. That's your boy C.I.P. That's what I did for my sister. So don't tell me shit about the way the women are treated and how they're regarded when they're young. Don't nobody. I know y'all, right? Just like salute, Messi. Salute, big sis. Not y'all. Not y'all invaders, besties. Not y'all. But y'all. You assholes out there. Ghost watchers.
Those are off-putting by itself, but and it rolls back to men not being able to have preference.
And truth be told, Uncle Rick, that's why we're here tonight, because one of them fumbled a good man. All right? Shout out me. Not one of these bras on TV, but just a broad out there.
With the $5, what you got, E?
We ain't
he says, what's good, bro?
Go no deeper into that.
Lapeef on his own panels. Okay. The Lapeef Network is a channel. There's no slight to them. And, I don't want anybody thinking like I'm dissing or anything like that. But when I started my channel in 2022, Lapeef was that channel. They had KS on there. They was rocking. But their channel really slowed down because they just hit 100,000 subscribers like recently. And they was shit. They was stuck in like the 90s.
Haven't they been out here for a long time? I never followed them or watched them really.
As good or as popular as it once was. But yeah, I don't know if I've seen the people on there either, man. But then again, I don't watch it.
And I think too, like whatever content they covered, if I did stop by and watch a couple of their panels, so I know the panel stuff just gets to my nerves. But if I did stop by and watch a couple of their panels, and I can't recall anything that stuck in my mind, and it was probably topics that were the same old shit that motivated me to start my channel 3 years ago. So,
yeah, salute to you, Eric. Thank you so much for the $5. Salute to Young Jay with the $5.
Oh, okay,
got, bro?
So Anton's split off of there.
Looks
Is that where he started, Wolf?
Yeah, that's my man's Bruiser too. Woman next to Bruiser looks like Timu Roxy Reynolds. Almost started sipping. Who that? Yeah, that's my man's name is Bruiser. I couldn't remember what it was. I knew it was something else. Salute to you, Young Jay.
My point is that
Cree.
There is a very rigid view of what a woman is. And so I get icks. I promise I do. And I'm not, again, I don't invalidate experiences. It's
Okay.
cool. Like how you feel, how you experience things. I'm never going to invalidate that. But there is a very rigid view. Like you have to meet these certain points to be this feminine woman to men.
Yeah, but that's because they get to set the dating market. The
Right.
men that she wants, they get to dictate what it is they want in a woman and what it is they believe
Right.
a feminine woman is. Because this has she not worried about the men she don't want. She could care
That's
less
true.
about what they think a feminine woman is.
Right.
This has everything to do with the men she does.
Because it's low level thinking. We just talked about levels because what others want doesn't matter to the hyenas. What others want doesn't matter. In their head, their identity are stuck on everything they are. They can't comprehend that men don't even think that way. Men fight shit out and prove it. And that's it. We establish our hierarchy and it's done. We know what to do. We know how it fits. We know who the alphas are in the room when they walk in. It's biological. It's not programmed by condition and attitude and feeling.
One. And so the problem that she's running into that she doesn't like is the fact that they have a box in which they believe a feminine woman to be, and she doesn't fit into it. And so rather than her fitting into that box in order to grab those men's attention, she's asking for them to adjust their criteria and say, hey, you should open up what your idea of what a feminine woman looks like so that way I can fit in it and now I can get chosen. And that's not the way it works in the dating market. It wouldn't work like
It's
that
not the
for
way it
an
works.
attractive woman. If a woman is attractive enough, she doesn't have to settle for the guy who doesn't have a high-paying job, isn't over 6 feet tall, not charming and charismatic. If she's attractive enough and she can command the attention of multiple men who meet that criteria, then she can secure that kind of man. But you can't point the finger back at the man and say, you have this standard of femininity that I can't meet. You need to change it. You don't have many options. You either adapt to what it is they're looking for, or you choose the men who will accept you for who you are. But then you
Exactly.
may have to deal with the reality.
That's finding your water level. You'll find the scuzz buckets that'll deal with your attitude and will give you attitude back and match your motherfucking energy. And that's what you'll wind up with. And I'm in the dirt. But that's what you're reflecting, baby girl. That's what you're reflecting. That's what you find at your water level. That's all you're gonna get. That's it.
That is not 100% of what you wanted on your checklist.
Facts.
And so now she would have to make certain compromises when it comes to the caliber of man she feel like she deserves. But if she can't secure that man, then that's what she would have to do.
And for me, and the other women can agree or disagree, but for me, the ick normally is that rigidity and all of the things that come with it. The rigid masculinity, the rigid like gender roles.
Why is it rigid?
I don't like because it can never be anything else but what you all see it as. Right?
Because men want certain things out of women, just like women want certain things out of men. That's not rigid.
Homath talked about that. You are not going to tell the fly that the fly should not make a home in a pile of shit. The fly is going to do whatever the fly wants to fucking do. The man is going to do whatever the fuck the man wants to do. It is based on biology. The woman is going to do whatever the fuck she wants to do. It is based on biology. We are not telling one another what the fuck. We're not telling each other what to do. We're not.
Is it fair for me to say that that the majority of women who like men prefer a man to be masculine opposed to feminine? How would I look as a man saying that, oh, that's too rigid of a qualification?
Facts.
Y'all feel me what I'm saying? Like, why would that be too rigid? Women are going to like what they like, just like men are going to like what we like.
Facts.
Women who are heterosexual, who like men, want masculine men, the vast majority of them. There might be a few in between who would take a feminine man.
And it's the new age weird shit. They just trying something new based on how they feel. I just want a girly man or whatever the fuck, y'all. Weird shit.
But the vast majority of them want masculine
Weird ass
men.
behaviors.
How is that
not natural?
Too rigid. How would I look and say, man, that's just too rigid. Why y'all got to think that way? That's just because that's what it is. Your search is broken blade. That's just what it is, baby. Like, so, but I think when she says stuff like that, she wants the men to allow her to not be those certain things, like being agreeable. Oh no, that's too rigid of a demand. No, men just want women who are, the vast majority of men don't expect rather 10s and 9s and beautiful women.
Right.
Men want women who are attractive and they're nice to them.
That's it.
And
peace. I will do so much for peace. It's very, very simple. It's very, very simple. You know, we were talking about our personality types earlier, and pardon me. You know, some people were calling out their Myers-Briggs, personality types, and being an ENTJ, like, you know, it is what it is. You know, however, psychologically tuned those kinds of tests are, assessments are, they still have grains of truth that reflect your honest personality. And like I said, as many times as I've taken them, I've always wound up as an ENTJ, and I've taken them for fun. All right. So with that being said, like, you have a role set, like your personality is set. And when I'm in a relationship, that ENTJ kicks in, and I'm out there, I'm protecting my woman. I'm doing what the fuck has to be done. I'm executing shit. I'm getting everything that I'm falling into my natural masculine. That's right. We strong and independent men over here. That's right. We strong and independent. I'm falling into my masculine. I'm falling into my masculine when I'm with my woman.
They're
fuck out of here. You naturally fit the fucking role of being a man.
Play a role, but it's not the end all be all, especially if you're dealing with a wise man who understands
CDT.
that at one point those looks are
Birthday
gonna fade.
boy, what's good?
But the vast majority of men don't want anything out of pocket. They want a woman that's attractive to them, that's attractive
right,
to
Uncle
them,
Rick.
also attracted to them as, you know, as I want her to be attracted to me, and someone who's nice and
friendly and peaceful.
That's pretty much it.
That's it.
Let's get back to it. And I'll grab those super chats.
Right? Like, you're not allowing people to just be people. Like, women are not these bullet point things. You cannot list.
Nobody's asking
what
for
a
bullet
feminine
points.
woman
Nobody's
is
asking
because
for
it
bullet
looks
points.
different.
I just want to make this statement just as a way to demonstrate how
she moved the
makes
bar.
Absolutely no sense with
Yeah,
what she
she
just
moved the
said.
bar. She moved
Men
the
shouldn't have to be
goalpost.
providers or protectors or be responsible for making sure the woman they're with feels safe. You can't make these lists of what a masculine man is because it looks different. There's always going to be certain biological traits that men and women look for in each other that they are attracted to. It's been that way for centuries. And so to ignore that natural selection is to try and dismiss centuries of human instincts where certain things drew women to men the same way certain things drew men to women. And the reality is what a man requires in a woman for him to see and value her as a quality woman, the list isn't that long when you compare what it is a woman is in search of in a man. And this is something I'll talk to you guys about as far as if you are a guy who's made yourself into the kind of man who's in demand, then you need to hire your standards in such a way where you're selecting women who are more of an asset than they are a liability.
We live in a society.
And keep that in mind for both of us, MSDs and MSG generals, the MSD mamas and the MSD generals. Keep it in mind, everybody. You know, it's always about moving onward and upward. It's always about finding someone better.
Just like men in their masculinity can look different.
Sorry, Dawn. Bro, I have a question for you. And I hope that this question will illustrate the direction I'm going in.
Okay.
Who do you think has more prerequisites or standards in order for them to be satisfied and interested in order to date the opposite sex?
Here we go. Who has more standards?
Who got the higher? Who has the much
Requirements
longer
and
list
standards
of expectations that the opposite sex has to meet in terms of requirements?
Okay, if we're talking about in society, then
Stop
I guess
overthinking
has
it.
to be
See,
women.
all that babble.
So, if the few things,
y'all, you can see how. Okay, and I'm just using this as an example. I ain't picking on a woman. Don't whatever. But it's the personality type. It's the recalcitrance. It's the bullshit. It's the bullshit. From the word salad we saw earlier till now. I'm gonna rewind this back. Look at the machinations. Look at this woman's fucking brain try to consume this information and talk her way out of what women have talked themselves into. All right? All the misandry that they have talked themselves into, she's trying to talk herself out of when he asked her a simple question. Who of the two sexes has the longer list of requirements for the sex? Very simple fucking question.
For me.
Look at her face.
Satisfied and interested. This question will illustrate the direction I'm going in.
Illustrate more than just a direction, bro.
Has more prerequisites or standards in order for them to be satisfied and interested in order to date the opposite sex? Who got the higher? Who has the much longer list of expectations that the opposite sex has to meet in terms of requirements?
Okay, if we're talking about in society, then I guess it has to be women.
You guess.
So
thank you.
If the few things, so hold on, just one second. So just to clarify, there's actually very few things that men are actually looking for and is satisfied. And I think our standards have had to go down every decade in order for us to be able to still find a suitable partner.
In the West,
that's 100%
absolutely.
True. And the
That's
argument
100%
is
true.
if both men and women have changed, because you can say, okay, men have changed throughout the years also. But when you think about how much women have changed in such
absolute facts, Uncle Rick. No substance whatsoever. It's a PS5. They're gorgeous, beautiful, architected, beautiful. They put all the plastic and all the applications and serums and shit and hair and everything just beautiful. PS5, just wonderful, picturesque, Rubenesque. Junk on the inside, pure junk, not worth the fucking time or money.
such a short amount of time. It's not even close. And when you compare the quality of woman when it comes to femininity that your father or your father's father or your father's father was able to have compared to the woman today who's been brainwashed by modern feminism, who...
I'm using big words out here, CDT Beats. Happy birthday, Negro.
By the time she's 21, 22 years old, graduating college, she'll have more miles on her than a used Honda Accord. And men have to actually be worried about if the woman they choose has already been ran through more times than a last place defense. Because women no longer value their purity or their womb nearly as much as the women prior to the feminist movement.
Not mine.
So what I'm suggesting is rather than trying to demonize women with their lengthy list of prerequisites. So for instance, if you don't want to, if you feel like you don't want men to be so rigid with their viewpoints, I'm not going to shame women that want a man that's taller than them.
Facts.
Right.
I'm never going to shame women that want a man that's not weaker than them.
Right.
I'm never going to shame, I'm never going to shame women that don't want to be with men that they don't feel safe with and that he feel like that he can't protect them. So rather than being like, well, you just need to change that. No, that's what you can't go through 10,000 years of evolutionary evolutionary biology.
There we go.
And know that who you are and how you've been shaped to be, there's actually certain natural inclinations of what no one had to teach you that you may have felt safer with a man that you weren't looking down on.
There we go. And shout out to the brother for illustrating that. Thousands of years of natural biology make women feel safe around men they respect. It's just natural. We have manipulated logic. Not we, us over here, but these folks have manipulated logic to the point that they're talking themselves in circles and out of nature. And like I said before, it's unnatural.
That's just a hard.
Sometimes shutting the fuck up and learning something is a whole lot more effective than opening your fucking mouth.
Hardwired in you. So remember when I mentioned about that blank slate theory thing? A blank slate theorist will have issues with the opposite sex's stances of what they're attracted to that they feel they're not measuring up to. So when you hear these men that's going off and complaining about women this and women that, evolutionary biology is learning about, in order for you to not be a genetic dead end as a man, you have to adapt to what women want. You don't get to dictate what it is that women are attracted to or what they want. What they want is what they want, and they're not going to settle.
And that's a fact. Salute to all the short kings in the chat.
Yep.
How many times, the shorter fellas, they just got to eat that shit. They can't walk around being mad.
I can't walk around being mad because the bulk of women that want to have children might not be feeling silver fox. There's plenty of women that have told me before, like, I like you, this, that, and the other, but you just don't look good on me. Like, that's superficial as fuck. But fuck it. Their loss. It is what it is. Short kings, same thing. Salute, MSG short kings. Y'all got the rough road too. Coop played a video. I think it was on this video. He played the video of the short king at the bagel shop. The old dude that crashed out at that bagel shop from years ago. Yeah, but yeah, we all are met with our challenges in the dating world. It just is what it is.
Because they're only 5'5", and majority of women, I want to do this 6 foot. They just got to eat that shit. You don't see the short kings running around. And I'm sure there are, because there's some of everything. Nothing's 100%. But the vast majority, you don't see short dudes running around saying, oh, man, it ain't fair. It ain't fair. I'm only 5'2". Like, it is what it is, man.
So if we're going to hold women to that standard, then we have to
absolutely,
hold
Uncle Rick.
Especially
the short
men who
kings
have
in the
choice
chat.
and option as well. The man that you want has standards just like you do. And just like many of the key core things that you either like or don't like or turn-ons and turn-offs, you get to arbitrarily decide which one of those you want to honor or set aside. So too does he. Now, for you, a guy may look at you and initially think a certain thing. Oh, she's going to be rough around the edges.
Thanks for the tip.
She's doing all this hard manual labor. But what happens to the guy who has that image in his head, and then he talks to you and he gets the total opposite experience? Suddenly your job and field and craft of what you do for a living doesn't matter to him anymore.
Exactly. But what ends up happening with those women who are unable to make that transition, and then the men they deal with come across those negative traits, they'll label him as being insecure or intimidated by her career, how much money she makes, instead of acknowledging who she is in her work environment, can end up being a negative when it comes to who she should be at home.
Facts.
Experientially, that whatever's happening outside that home, when you walk through that door, he doesn't feel it. Guys don't care. Guys ain't. When women are like, if I went to school or I made all of this money, I didn't go to school to make 80,000, 100,000, 125,000 to date a guy that's making 40. We're never going to shame her into accepting a guy that's making $40,000. It's not going to happen. She put herself in a position that that's what it is that she desires. And either she's the type of woman that can garner and get that type of man, or she doesn't. If he's the type of man that's saying, I want a woman that's feminine, soft, respects my leadership, displays submissiveness at times, and works well with me and is on my program, are you the type of guy that can get that out of women, regardless of what she does for a living? Every guy doesn't qualify for the type of woman that he wants.
Right.
And guess what? Every single woman doesn't qualify for the type of man that she thinks she wants.
Facts.
And that's what I think is the biggest thing, because how many women in this day and age, especially with social media, they don't believe that
a
man is out of their league.
Switchblade, what's up, bro?
C.I.P. says, squad, who is Coop?
Oh, shit.
Coop is reacting to. This is from the Lapeef Network. The dude is talking. It's called Ask a Brother. I got his podcast pinned to the top of the chat. And this is a reaction from the homie Charles in Charge podcast. So we reacting to a reaction.
And now I'm reacting to a reaction to a reaction. I forgot I chimed in the chat and was asking Coop who this was so that I could react and bring this to y'all. Shout out me and Coop working together. That's what's up.
But there's so many women who they can fully understand the fact that that there are women that's out of a man's league, but they can't grasp
with the lovey eyes
that there are men out of their league. And I remember it was a call from Kevin Samuels that went through this exact thing. He was talking to this woman, and she was on the bigger side. She was like 5'11". Let me know in the chat if y'all remember this call. And he was talking to her for a long time. I think she sold like medical equipment or some shit. And he posed that same question to her. He said, well, you understand that there are men, there are women that are out of, there's some men that are not in your league, right? She's like, absolutely. He was like, so you also have to realize that there are men that's out of your league. And like, she just froze and like her brain kind of misfired for a few seconds. And she finally was like, oh yeah, I get that. There's so many women that walk around that don't believe any man, which is crazy. But that's just the times we live in. Because so many women saying, I could pull any dude. I could pull any dude.
Right.
First of all, no, you can't.
No, you can't.
Access denied.
And if you could, just be some pussy. One-way trip to Pound Town.
Weekend. That's it. Facts, Coop. Facts, Coop. Facts.
Oh, let me grab the super chats real quick. Salute to from downtown, 296. Women like her think she's every man's type. Exactly, bro.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. That's a fact.
I've shattered many egos like that.
Feminine friendly. Enough said. Exactly, bro.
Women that just throw themselves and just think
women
they
like to project. Like
just
men
they
want all
nasty.
these
They're
things out of
so
women.
nasty.
Men want their mamas and all that kind of. No, we don't, bro.
No,
They
we definitely,
project-
and that's a complete lie. Like, look, I don't know who needs to hear this, and probably people who would hear this and be offended by it aren't listening. But yeah, I never in life would ever want a woman like my mother. My mother is lazy. I said it, meant it, done. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Because they have a long list of quote unquote necessities and mandatory requirements that you need to make to meet them.
Yeah, shout out to Pound Town.
Someone who's attracted to us, who's nice, friendly, bro. That's about it. Who would know? I want to marry a mean bitch. Said no man ever.
Right.
Salute to you,
Who wants
Dave.
to marry a
Thanks so
mean
much for the
woman?
2 pounds.
I want to marry a
Downtown
surly
says,
woman.
Except the bagel guy. We should play the Bagel Boss clip today from downtown. Remind me, bro. Play the Bagel Boss. The Bagel Boss. Oh man, the Bagel Boss gets me every time, bro.
And that's why I'll always advocate for men to become the best versions of themselves. That way you can dictate the rules to the game and have the upper hand. And some men do choose to make that change in order to be able to have access to get the thing that they want. And then we have others who they're going the route where now they're deciding to go elsewhere. They're deciding to travel abroad, go outside the country in order to have access to the kind of woman that they say they want, which is all well and good. But on some level, it doesn't matter where you go in this world when it comes to women. If you don't possess a certain level of confidence and an ability to communicate with the opposite sex,
absolutely,
then you always find yourself having struggles when it comes to women.
We have to learn how to adjust to the sex we're saying we want. What we're doing as in dating, communication. This is a great, to me, I think this is a really cool analogy. Imagine going to for a job interview. You get there, you sit down, you're late, you're in your pajamas, and you slide over your your resume, and it's a whole bunch of irrelevant stuff that has nothing to do with the job position that you want. And as the person's trying to ask you questions, you're talking about how much you want to make and what your hours is going to be. And they're saying, well, this is what our salary is. And this is the prerequisites of what we're looking for in experience. And this is what we'd be willing to pay you. And this will be the schedule. And you say, yeah, I don't like any of this. I want way more money. You say in 5 days, I'll do 2 days. One of those days is going to be virtual. You just making up your own rules. What's the likelihood of you filling that job position?
There we go.
You getting picked.
There are
less than slim to none.
Less than slim to none. There are requirements. There are requirements. Everything has requirements in life. It's just the rules to life. There were requirements for you to be born. Your mama and your daddy had to get together. There are requirements for a job to be done. You have to fulfill the position and be able to fill the role. There are requirements for what a man is looking for. There are requirements, like HoMath said earlier, shout out our brother HoMath. there are requirements for the fly who wants to eat shit. All right. Everybody that has some kind of biological function has a requirement.
Men have each.
And y'all are cracking me up in the comments.
Man,
shout out y'all.
If there's different types of men, there's usually general attraction triggers of what most men want. And the men that are of demand, their standards are even higher. So I'll give you an example on my end. When I was younger and I was chasing after and thirsty and you know, trying to, you know, shoot my shot, and I'm sending flowers and doing all this stuff. And sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. I said, man, this is a hell of a lot of effort.
Right.
By the time I got to 30, things were a little bit different.
Yep.
And when I was on a dating app, I was a BLK Black. I flew to.
I had been on there before.
Atlanta.
Shout out Black.
2-hour layover, and then I flew to Chicago and landed. When I flew to Atlanta, 2 hours, turned my phone on real quick, turned it back off, didn't check the app.
Thanks for the tip.
Got to Chicago.
Bro.
The 2 hours I was in Atlanta.
Bro, I went overseas and Tinder blew the fuck
I was in
up.
Chicago till I got in my cousin's car when she picked me up from the airport. It was 72 to 74 women that had matched with me.
See, yeah.
Or initiated contact with me after 2 hours in 2 different cities. You don't get to dictate anything to me.
Nope.
The other 69 women, I can choose. That's the dating market. So if you are
it's not the opposite way around. Nothing of any value is the opposite way around, which is absolutely bonkers to me. But like Divine Photos, let me shut my comment down on my screen. Divine Photos on here talking on Coops. Absolutely right. They're not listening to him. It's going in one ear and one out the other. And old girl at the bottom is probably hinging on only listening so that she can reply. She's got some other thoughts she's formulating in her little brain cell.
There's nothing else I'm going to say tonight that's going to be helpful. If we understand the opposite sex.
Black Couch. Bro, it's late. Why ain't you in bed? How you doing, bro? Good to see you, though. It's really good to see you, bro.
It's better. We'll move different. In the global dating market, we ain't worried about America. In the global dating market, in terms of desirability.
Happy birthday, bro.
It's white men at the top. It's black men number 2. It's Hispanic men number 3 and Asian men number.
Hold on. First of all, happy birthday to From the Black Couch. Everybody, birthday cakes in the chat. That's what's up, bro. Happy birthday. That's awesome. And then I'm going to rewind this back because he's spitting some more knowledge. I'm going to let him cook.
For 2-hour layover, and then I flew to Chicago and landed. When I flew to Atlanta, 2 hours, turned my phone on real quick, turned it back off, didn't check the app.
Thanks for the tip.
Got to Chicago. The 2 hours I was in Atlanta to the half hours I was in Chicago till I got in my cousin's car when she picked me up from the airport.
Mm-hmm.
It was 72 to 74 women that had matched with me or initiated contact with me after 2 hours in 2 different cities.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to dictate anything to me. The other 69 women, I can choose. That's the dating market. So if you are if there's nothing else I'm going to say tonight that's going to be helpful, if we understand the opposite sex better, we'll move different. In the global dating market, we ain't worried about America. In the global dating market, in terms of desirability, it's white men at the top.
Mm-hmm.
It's black men number 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's Hispanic men number 3 and Asian men number 4.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of desirability, in terms of all the data and stats that they're collecting in terms of marriages, in
Ask
terms
ChatGPT.
of sex, access to sex.
Shout out
And the
ChatGPT.
dating app data.
Mm-hmm.
Black men are second. Asian men are last. Asian women don't want Asian men en masse. On the flip side.
Now the flip side.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Depending on the stats,
MSDs.
depending on the data. Number 1 is either Asian women or white women, depending on the study. And then number 3 is Hispanic women, and then last is black women.
You just crucified yourself.
It's not crucified, and I'll tell you why. The reason why I'm saying it in that way and breaking it down in that way is a lot of this animosity that we're having with each other, black men and black women in this country. Africans don't see us as a part of their tribe.
They do not.
Jamaicans don't see us as a part of their tribe.
We do not. I mean,
There
they do
are no other
not.
groups that do. So if globally you are the least desired, And even the other black
Shout out Tethers.
when they hold on, even if the other black people come here, they will look at you different. And they'll still treat you a little bit different. And it takes you a while to kind of warm up, and they'll be honest and say, you know, when I first came here, my parents said not to deal with the black Americans. I've heard that they have told me this. Who else are you going to listen to in terms of whatever it is that's causing you to be at the bottom of the totem pole of desirability than a black man looking you in your face and saying, this is what I need to feel loved. This is what I need to feel connected.
There it is.
This is what we need in order to feel like we can get back together with y'all. And
there it is.
Black women need to communicate and let us know what it is that we're failing and dropping the ball on. So all I'm saying is rather than trying to focus on men need to adapt to me, that's not the real world.
It's not.
If you want the job, if you want the position, you need to fill the prerequisites. If the prerequisites are softness, feminine, non-argumentative, more agreeable,
non-argumentative,
either you want to be that or not. And if you were like, well, I don't want to do all of that stuff, you're going to end up with the man that most women don't want and other men don't respect. The man.
I said it before. Trend said it. Messi said it. You're going to find your water level. That's why all y'all, not y'all, but them, Messi, shout out. That's why all y'all only qualify for Walmartavius, Quantavius, Pookie, Ray, Chad, and y'all get run through and run through and run through and run through and then scar yourself over and over and over again. And then a nigga like me come over to you and you ain't worth a dime. Not a goddamn thing. You ain't worth shit.
And that has respect, has standards. And
I will not lower my water level for you.
Fact checking him right now. Oh no, you tend to do that. Go ahead, Brock.
So
I don't know these kids. That Bohemian chick. Y'all see the look she just gave him?
Yeah, one more
I'm not in the business of trying to transform and say I'm not getting what I want.
No SYCBM, Messi.
So the problem is all other women.
No SYCBM.
No, the market's the market. I need to adjust to the women. So if you are a woman by default, you have value in terms of beauty. Ain't nobody on the panel ugly. So if you're a woman and you're single and you're 30 or up, the issue is you probably need to adjust to the caliber of man that you say that you want, if you even know where to find him.
Damn.
In the black community, I'm in a social club in Philly. Working professionals, lawyers, doctors, you name it, right? The women who go to those
shout out social clubs,
facilities, to those spaces, have an unusual monopoly on a higher these are dudes that do golf, these are dudes that own yachts.
Yes.
Right? All the women who don't know about the social clubs, all the women that don't go to the cigar lounges,
men that own multiple properties, men that own vacation homes, men that own hunting lodges, men that own massive amounts of land. Hint, like there's all kinds of people that hang out at these social clubs that these women do not qualify for because they are incompatible. Their water level is way, 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 way beneath these guys. Speaking from experience.
have no idea that there's a whole nother bracket of pool of men that they're not even having access to.
Shit's hilarious to me.
A lot of black women, because they didn't do what's the school? They didn't grow up in environments where they were put into these spaces to be put on game.
Right.
In terms of when you went to school,
right?
Why was the Asian women and the white women going for two reasons and you were going for one?
Oh,
this is what I was talking about the other day. I'm gonna check
what was
it out,
that, Coop? Tell them.
You were going to get your degree. They were going to get the degree and to find their partner. So when you walked across the aisle with your diploma in hand, they had the diploma in the ring. It's about mindset. It's about approach. It's about intentionality.
Y'all don't need no man. Y'all have the intention of never finding a man. Y'all wind up with babies. You treat your men like your men babies like you don't want them. It's cyclical and it's a sickness.
And it's about humility.
Humility.
You are 30.
Black women have humility.
As a woman.
That's the thing.
And you are mildly attractive. you're doing something wrong. And your single girlfriends can't help you. And it's about intentionality, and it's about humility of if you are 30 or up as a woman and you are mildly attractive, you're doing something wrong. And your single girlfriends can't help you. And if every man that says something to you, he needs to adjust to me, that's the problem.
I always advocate for families.
Salute to the Charles in Charge podcast. Thank you so much, brother. That was a good.
And salute to Theo Coop as well for letting me get this react of a react. Commander Coop, thank you so much, bro.
Clip from LaPeef Network as well. Let me take my nameplate off. She about to wild out. And it's crazy, man, because if you look at this, I would say how many women were actively listening? I would say that this
what do you think,
Ty,
Coop?
is it Ty Charm, Deshae, whatever her name is, that's next to
Ty from Deshae. Ty from Deshae was listening.
Like she was listening a little
Jasmine
bit.
was listening.
These two at the
most
bottom
part.
were not. This
Boheme and Lashia,
they were not listening.
Yeah, they were not listening.
And then Shan, from her being on, she
looked Trinidad. She looked tether. She looked like she's like part East Indian and black or native and black or something.
When it kept,
she don't look black. She looked Caribbean or something.
Had a call one time, and he obviously destroyed her old
low key. Boheme's weird ass looking face looks Caribbean too.
Goofy ass, but she was listening, but she's more disagreeing with everything. But anyway, does Coop have a bonnet on? Nigga, do this look like a fucking bonnet?
It's good.
What is wrong with you?
Does Coop have a bonnet on? All right, y'all. We're gonna fast forward, Coop, and we're gonna get to Short King. Because Coop pulls up the clip about the Short King, y'all. This shit is hilarious. All right. So here's some Short King footage. We're going to hang out with Coop for this. And then I'm going to give some final thoughts and my 2 cents on my adventures in love and me being a hoe that I am. And then we going to bed because your boy got a big ass day tomorrow, man. A bunch of fucking work to do tomorrow. I don't want to talk about it. All right, y'all, let's have some fun. Let's look at this Short King going ballistic. Y'all, we about to lose our minds. All right, let's go.
This is built up years of frustration from this dude getting clowned. Because he's 5, if I remember correctly, he's 5 foot even.
You're great women. Why is that okay?
Why is it okay for women to say, oh, you're 5 feet on dating sites? You should be dead? That's okay?
Who said that to you here? Nobody.
Women in general have said it on dating sites. You think I'm making that shit up? Everywhere I go, I get the same fucking smirk with the biting lip. Shut your mouth. You're not God or my father or my boss. Dude, you want to step outside? You want to step outside? Huh? I'm not scared of you, pal. I'm not. You shut up, too.
He's so mad.
No, go ahead and attack me, big.
Oh, my God. I just wanted bagels.
That's the part I always love.
He could have choke slammed him so easy.
Go ahead and tag me. He doesn't.
It's good.
Oh, man, because I remember when this clip came out, it was 6 years ago, and my son was 12. I'll never forget, it was 6 years ago, my son was 12, and I was like, damn, my man is only 5 foot even. I remember telling my coworker, I was like, my 12-year-old son is taller than that already, bro. He tells him, well, come on. And then he does it.
He's taller than him.
No, go ahead and attack me, big.
Oh, my God. I just wanted bagels.
Hold on, y'all.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I just wanted bagels. I recorded the whole thing.
She said, I just wanted bagels.
And a guy can repunch my side. That's okay?
Hold on, Grandpa Silver Fox was like, nah, we not doing this. Yeah, old boy was like, nah, we not doing this. He got his coffee and dipped.
I recorded the whole thing.
That's what I'd have been like. Old boy right here with the glasses on his head. He's like, nah. You're not spilling my latte.
And a guy can repunch my side.
Yeah, that would have been me. I'd have been like, nope.
What happened? Well, I'm sorry. You know what? Fuck your fucking breath.
Hey, did y'all hear it? Y'all heard it right there. Part of the reason
You hear 'em
hope they
laughing.
don't strike you for that. Play that again. No, they're not gonna strike me for this one.
Shit.
They're not gonna strike me for this one. But did y'all hear that? That laugh that they did behind the counter. That's what ticked him off. Because you know, and I mean it is what it is. Women been laughing at this dude his entire life. And it ain't just his height. It's because he's a short fuck, but he's also an asshole. Here's the thing. If you have a flaw, we all got flaws, but if you have an obvious flaw that you're 5 foot even, as a 5 foot even, a couple more inches, this dude would be getting a check. He is 5 foot even man. Salute to all my short kings in the chat. You can't help your height, but it behooves you not to be an asshole if you 5 foot.
Right. Hey yo, Coop, for real. Hey yo, that's like, look, hey, big girls, you gotta be as sweet as your cholesterol level. You ain't got no reason to be an angry ass big girl. You ain't got no reason. That's the one thing I can't stand. You ain't got no reason. Your attitude better be as sweet as your cholesterol level. I'm warning you. Don't try me.
Somebody, all the chicks was like, all I wanted was bagels. But hear that laugh, and when he turned through the bagels, they laughed at him, and that's when he turned around. Look at him.
Fuck your fucking breath. There's no need to laugh. You think that's funny? You think that's funny? All you
God, he is wound the fuck up. Is that his homie?
Fight me!
Like, for real, fight me!
I gotta run that back though when he got tackled.
Run it
when
back.
he got tackled, I gotta run that
Coop.
back. I gotta run that back.
Yeah, for real, so much anger in that little body.
I get the same fucking smirk with the biting lip. Shut your mouth. You're not God or my father or my boss. Dude, you want to step outside? You want to step outside? Huh? I'm not scared of you.
Look at him, John. He belly bumping his crotch. You got this Oompa
There's
Loompa
so much
next
comedy
to it.
right now. I'm sorry, John. I'm laughing my ass off, bro. And then Coop is. This was funny as shit. I think I fell out my chair. I was sitting here working when Coop was streaming. And I think I fell out my fucking chair. Look how short he is. Like bro's waistline. The dude in the teal, his waistline is at the other guy's chest. That is insane. That is hilarious. Oh God, there's so much comedy going on right now. This is a good way to end this, y'all.
I gotta run that back though when he got
a human
tackled.
chihuahua.
When he got tackled, I gotta run that back. I gotta run that
You
back.
think I'm making that shit up? Fight me! I get the same fucking smirk with the biting lip. Shut your mouth. You're not God or my father or my boss. Dude, you want to step outside? You want to step outside? Huh? I'm not scared of you.
Look at him, he belly bumping his crotch. You got this Oompa Loompa next to an average height man. He belly bumping his crotch.
You shut up too. Just like, no, go ahead and attack me, big son.
Shout out Theo Coop, y'all. All right, for all the folks who are new to the channel and haven't been here long, subscribe to Theo Coop as well. He is one of my big brothers. He just is who he is. He does some awesome reacts and he is looking for people to do better in life. Y'all, that was great. That was absolutely great. That was a good note to end this one on. Let me tell you. Oh shit, that shit had me cracking the fuck up, y'all. I'm done. Oh man, medium-sized threat. For real. It's medium level threat. Oh man, yeah, that's wild, Cree. What's up, girl? Oh man, yeah, y'all. It was a good show. So what we learned today, yo boy, C.I.P. fell into romance and was a little bit idealistic. Missed some red flags, set himself up for some pain, and had an ego check because I thought I knew it all. I had it all figured out. My shit don't stink holier than thou. I'm gonna make all the romance work, right? Wrong. And that's what we learning. We humble, we accountable, we get our back kicked in by men who support us because this is a motherfucking men's channel. Shout out JP, shout out Mature Gamer. Y'all, one love. When I say one love, I mean one love to those two men. Facts, big facts, big facts, big facts. Support one another, all right? Keep those individuals around you who care, who truly care and look out for your welfare and keeping you on the right fucking path. That's what we are here for. We are here to learn. We are here to evolve. We are here to support one another. We are supposed to be higher level thinkers and participants in this journey of life, y'all. All right. I got my lessons to learn. I got my reflections and things that I need to do, my personal meditations, so that the next time I'm better prepared. I got my toolkit, my tool belt, and I'm giving y'all one tonight, y'all. That's what home math is. That's black home math. Black home math. We can't forget that, right? All right, y'all. Here we go. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Nothing I've even talked about, Theo's talked about, our brother Homath has talked about is true until you yourself go out and look that information up for yourself. You are permitted to do it. You are permitted to take your life in your own hands. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Seek knowledge, my friends, and evolve. The world around us is not an absolute reality, nor will it ever be. I say this, but then I still have to learn it. That's why I repeat it. Your reality is subjective to what you choose to explore in this world, what you limit yourself to. What we explore is our own responsibilities. I love y'all. Peace. Get some rest. Drink some water. Love those around you. See y'all soon. Peace. Happy birthday to From the Black Couch, y'all. Happy birthday to our brother. Everybody, y'all have a wonderful night. Messy, all my hoes, Rain, Janesta, Black Couch, of course, Wolfpack, D-Gen, Cuzzo, Trin, Creek. Adam, thank you so much for stopping through. Chels, Mature. All y'all, Switchblade, Upward, one love to each and every one of y'all. Appreciate you. Yeah, and I appreciate you, Black Couch.
It was a provoking challenge, and nowhere did the challenge provoke more
develop and introduce America's first all-electronic television system.